I think we look fine.
Good. All right, episode 15 of the I Am Your Friend podcast, and our guest today is our friend Anthony, a.k.a. Mewsh.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, dog?
Fucking living it.
Hell yeah,
living
dog.
it.
I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How's your 4th?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. My kid's super stoked on fireworks this year.
Oh, for real?
So that was like something I was really worried about.
Yeah, of course.
And
I was terrified of fireworks as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of it, right? Like
Yeah.
nonstop explosions all around your head all day.
Totally. But he was loving it?
Oh yeah, he was hooked. My wife's cousin brought like half sticks of dynamite.
Oh, Jesus.
And
yeah.
he's just like chucking them, and you know what I mean, lighting them,
Right.
chucking them. And kid was not phased.
Wow.
Didn't even look up.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
My next door neighbors had M80s, and they were blown off, and I like, you know, was startled every time.
Yeah.
And it was like I was taking a piss at one point, and they went off, and I was like, you know,
Yeah,
I was like,
dude.
Jesus, now I got a mess to clean up.
Because it's scary.
That's terrifying. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a good time though. There was tons of fireworks going off. I saw a tweet this morning that was like, were fireworks like buy one get 100,000 free? Because like everybody I think it was probably has something to do with, you know, getting to celebrate this year more
Sure.
than we did last year.
Sure.
So you know, everybody was probably in a celebratory mood. That's like, even if you are not usually a fireworks person, people were like,
We're going.
we gotta do it this year. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. And you know what too? Like, even without like people who, like, a lot of people travel to Pennsylvania, obviously, but like I noticed this year there's like little TNT tents everywhere.
Yeah, they usually got them set up. Like, I know there's like a family video, or there was a family video.
R.I.P. family video.
Yeah, and in that parking lot, they usually do like a fireworks pop-up tent, and it's just like, I don't know how
Yeah.
like what tier of fireworks they're selling there.
Right.
But you could at least get some like Roman candles and shit. And,
For
like, what
sure.
else do you need? You
And
know?
like, I know that, like, a lot of those ones that are on the ground, and
Yeah.
then they like just like don't come off that far off the
Right.
ground. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm talking
I
about.
do know what you're talking
Like
about.
fountains
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
We had those last night. Yeah.
Mhm.
My brother's buddy brought over some stuff we were blowing off in the street. It was a good time. So, you know, unfortunate for dogs, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people were freaking out about dogs.
Yeah, I saw a lot of posts about that.
Yeah, so
worried about their
it
dogs.
sucks.
That does suck.
And I'm sorry that happens, but
Yeah,
I also think fireworks are cool, so I'm
They
kind of
are.
conflicted, you know?
sure. I care about the animals a
Yeah.
lot, but fireworks are fun.
Yeah.
And this is when everybody does them. It's once a year.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what I hate is that, like, the people who stretch it, dude.
1,000%.
Get a fucking grip.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yo,
it
and
was
there
really
was,
fun
like-
that one time.
For real. And what's so funny is in my specific neighborhood, I don't know, we just got a bunch of like gung-ho fireworks guys around
Yeah.
there, which I feel like might be, it's a very, I feel like West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster type of thing.
That's so fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like in these like small little towns just outside the city, we fucking love fireworks.
Yeah.
It's like but it's like literally Memorial Day to Labor Day. They don't stop.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Right.
all the fucking time. It's like, all right, man.
Yeah, like-
just 4th of July, do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get Friday and Saturday and then calm the fuck down.
Yeah, right.
Just blow them all off
It's
that
like,
one night.
It's like July 31st and fucking you're like walking out of your house and boom, and like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude?
Right. What are we doing here? Yeah. Calm down.
Yeah.
People are too crazy, man.
That's fine. Let them live, I guess.
Absolutely.
Whatever makes you happy.
Moving on from the fireworks conversation, 4th of July happened. Good shit. Genesee Hotel,
Yeah.
new band,
Yeah.
new EP just dropped.
Yeah.
Strawberry, 4 songs, super sick. I've listened to it a bunch.
Thank you very much.
As always, in typical Mewsh fashion, the catchiest hooks I've ever heard. That get stuck in my head, and it's great. So talk about that a little bit. How was that? How did this come to be?
So myself and John started to do we wanted to do like, I always say like a front bottoms-esque thing, but it's like, obviously it doesn't sound anything like that,
Right.
but it was like, I was just going to play guitar, he was just going to play drums, and
Do
we
a
were like,
two-man thing.
let's do it how we do
Yeah,
it. You know
super
what I mean?
popular. Not super popular, but it's a newer trend you see happening
Right.
where, you know, and not just I mean, the Front Bottoms are obviously a bigger band now, but
Right.
it is just those two dudes.
Right.
You know, you have obviously like the 21 Pilots thing, and then you
Sure.
also have like, but you also have like, who is it, 68? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know, it's two dudes from
Yeah, the one dude from the
successful
Chariot.
bands. Yeah.
I don't know what band the other dude was in.
Was it the Let Live thing? I mixed that up with the 330.
No, that's
Fever.
Fever.
333.
Yeah.
I mixed those. I know they're like
well,
all
that's
the
the
same.
Chariot and Let Live. Yeah, and then the 68 is the Chariot. The singer Josh from the Chariot, and it's I don't know. The other
but
guy.
it's just two guys.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a cool thing. I like that.
Well, it just felt like it would be so easy for, two dudes pushing 30 who like, you know what I mean? Like, so we were like, let's try and do this, right? And we did. We wrote Strawberry and Little One. And we were like, this is cool, but like it would be a lot cooler if we had like a bass player.
Yeah.
like something to fill out the sound, right? So then actually Christian Adams was playing with us. And then he wanted to focus on the fake space shit, which I think is so cool.
Yeah,
like
totally.
No hard feelings. It was like, do your thing. Like,
Yeah.
So then we asked Nick to play with us, Nick Sassana from Cooler.
Yep.
We asked him to play with us, and then we asked Mike McGuffin from Into the Wake to play with us.
Yep.
And then it just started kind of building from there. I didn't know how serious it would get. We didn't know, like, what we were even trying to do. It was like, let's just write these pop rock songs and whatever. And then it turned into this, and we put a record out.
It's basically the exact same story that has started with Post Prom.
Right.
So it was just me and Chuck just, with a couple acoustic guitars writing some tracks. And I was like, let's see if we can get anybody who would want to, play with this.
And then you got a lot of guys.
Yeah, and then we just keep adding guys. Yeah. It was a 2-piece, then a 3-piece, then a 4-piece, then a 5-piece.
Yeah. Which is good because your sound is very full.
Right.
There's a lot of parts that you guys have that do call for 3 guitars.
Yeah. But we also, Nick is also just like a powerhouse of talent where he can play piano, play trumpet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's all very cool. It adds such like a dynamic.
Right. Yeah.
It's
so
sick.
now, we're not always going to write songs that need 3 guitars, but sometimes we're going to throw in some keys and trumpet and try to just, we just try not to corner or, pigeonhole ourselves at all. So.
And it's very easy to do. Very easy
totally,
to do.
yeah. We were the same thing. We were just trying to be a pop rock band. Like Cyclical was the first song we wrote, and it's like, all right, this is obviously very Goo Goo Dolls-y.
Right.
Let's play to our strengths here. This
exactly.
is what Buffalo does.
Yeah.
So, so so that was it. It was a very. I think what we were trying to do is like, all right, we were just guys who just loved everything about the Buffalo sound.
Sure.
So it was like, let's take a little bit from everything. Let's take the Goo Goo Dolls. Let's take the traditional and Pentimento and try to just kind of take everything that we like about Buffalo rock music and put it into a whole thing. And then in Buffalo rock fashion, also start a cover band.
Yeah, exactly. We actually did the same thing with the traditional. We started a cover band.
Wallet
Chuck was
Chain,
in it.
right?
It was Wallet Chain, yeah. And
we were talking about Wallet Chain last night because Charlie and John were both here yesterday.
Oh, right.
So Wallet Chain got brought up.
Oh, my God. It was so much fun. But it's like, again, like very hard to get that many people in a room and make it happen. And like the only idea is like, let's make $100.
Right.
And it's like, well, there's no passion in that, right? It's like
yeah, it is tough, man, but it becomes the easier. I think it becomes the easier decision, like you said, when you're a bunch of guys pushing 30. So
yeah, true.
And for us, it was like, you don't make any money writing original songs, at least not at first. Or ever probably. So so that was our thing. It's just like, let's start a cover band because that way we can make money and then we could pay for the record.
And we could do it for, dude. Yeah. And that's a great idea.
Right. And that's exactly what we did. And that's how we paid for the record that's going to be coming out.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Super stoked. We're filming a music video and shooting the album art for that this weekend,
Sick.
Which is the last step. So hopefully we can have that record out within the next few months.
I did trade the Genesee Hotel record for the Post Prom record.
Yeah. All the
very
homies
good.
have the record. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to just like watch you guys grow as a band.
For sure.
Dude, fucking sick. It's
Yeah.
a great record.
Especially because we were a product of like, we were a result of the traditional.
Oh,
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like without the traditional, we wouldn't have had Post Prom because I would have never met Charlie.
Right.
Like, that's how I met him was when he was playing in the traditional.
That's
that's
right.
how him and I became homies, and that's how Post Prom started. So
that's dope. I'm glad
sure it's
that it
got to be
worked out like
special
that.
for somebody like you that kind of, you played your hand in the creation of it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is special.
There is a song on the new album. I mean, you have it. So the song "Burnout" that's on there, that is what at least what I call our traditional song. You know
Oh,
what
cool.
I mean? That's our. It starts off as a very soft song and then gets super like big and anthemic at the end. And I was just like, this is our homage to the traditional. That's it.
That is so sick because that song riffs. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you think so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
it's
sick.
fucking.
I didn't put it together like myself, but why would I, right? Like, oh, these guys are writing songs that sound like songs I wrote.
Well,
like,
you know what's funny is there are a bunch of dudes in Buffalo that will think that though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You're right. Yeah. Funny shit though. Are you guys booking any shows yet?
Not really.
Yeah, us
we
either.
We
It's
talked
tough
about
right
it,
now.
but it's like, we got an offer to play a show, but it's the same day as Mike's stag, so
Yeah,
we
he's
can't
in
do
the
that
band.
part.
Yeah.
But we will play. It's just a matter of how and when. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we will play, but
Yeah, it's the same thing for us. It's also just like we haven't really gotten in a room yet because Charlie just got back. So,
Right.
And now John has a broken hand. So
I saw that.
Yeah.
The poor fucking kid.
Yeah. So we'll see how that's gonna. He's just in like a brace right now. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I say he should keep it on for the music video.
That's tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're gonna make it work. But
Which hand is that?
this is playing. His right hand.
Oh,
yeah.
rough.
It's his strumming hand.
Just like
Yeah.
bash it against the bass
Right,
for like
yeah.
3 minutes.
yeah. I mean, it's for a music video. You can make it work. We can fake it. So, but everybody's gonna know. When you watch.
Yeah,
the video.
right.
But I think that's also kind of funny. That's just like it's kind of punk. You know what I mean?
That
It's
is
like
punk.
John did this video with a broken hand.
That is
Yeah,
punk.
it's like Travis Barker playing with a broken ankle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So that's exciting stuff. Queen of Heaven coming up this weekend.
Oh god, I can't wait.
So exciting after a year of not having it.
Yeah.
You and I, very important for both of us being West Seneca guys.
Yeah, dude. I would literally die for West Seneca.
Yeah, which is so funny, dude.
I just love it.
I loved that. Like growing up, I was like, God, I fucking hate it here, And then like after like post college, I just like there just became this like thing. That's like when you knew West Seneca people, like especially like in our scene, the Buffalo music scene that we exist in, like you, Jay, Dan McCormick, like you know what I mean. We all got just this like connection that it's like this is our home. You know what I mean?
Sure, dude.
And every year at Queen of Heaven, it's like as I was saying earlier, it's a pilgrimage to Mecca.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
dude,
It's like we all return home for the weekend. This is where we grew up, and there is a lot of pride in it, which I think is
There
funny
is.
because it's like
For no reason.
right, exactly. There is literally nothing in this town for us to be like, we did this.
This
you
is
know
the
what I mean?
fucking best,
The
dude. Like,
only thing we have 3 things to offer, and it's Cone King, Mayor Brothers Cider Mill, and Queen of Heaven Carnival.
Yeah.
So it's like when it comes around, it's like this is our time.
yeah, it's
baby.
like, this is it. Let's go.
This is what we waited all year for.
Yeah, dude. It just feels like so mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
feels so like.
And when you see like a bunch of homies that like aren't from West Seneca that like in later life that are coming to hang out, it's like welcome.
True.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like,
This
yeah,
is this is our
exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
good
love
shit.
it so much. I like I remember like not being old enough to get in and being so bummed. And then, from 17 to 21, you have a fake ID, right? So
Right.
you're just in there partying. And then when you're old enough to get in, it kind of settles down.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God, it's just so good. It's just so fun. You see everybody, you slug as many, 32 ounce
ounces?
beers as you can. And
right.
like,
You get what is it? It's like a 32 ounce of like Coors or Miller.
yeah.
Or Molson.
Coors or Molson.
And
Yeah.
it's like $7
Yeah.
to fill a 32 ounce mug.
A mug this big.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
it's the
saying.
best, dude.
Yeah,
It's
so you
the
could spend
best.
$21. You know what I mean? And just get absolutely fucking shithoused.
Yeah, I usually don't
Yeah.
even make it past that third one. I'm like,
yeah.
all right,
I know. I definitely have to pace myself this year.
Yeah.
Especially because in 2019, I think maybe 2018, they started doing the White Claws.
Yeah.
And you can get the 32 ounce filled with White Claws for $1 more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just like, Jesus,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
You never
at a
felt worse
church
in the morning.
carnival.
At
Yeah.
a church carnival, right?
Yeah.
But this is how they make all their money, right?
Right,
So like,
exactly.
I'm not here to like I'm not here to like promote the Catholic Church, right? But
I hope
like
not.
I'm really not. But like I am here to like help my community.
Yeah.
And get drunk as fuck. dude.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and then usually end up at the ale house after or something like that.
Yep, ale house or Flatteries.
Yeah.
Flatteries will fill your mug for like $3.
You're a big Flatteries guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that like Flatteries.
I've only been to Flatteries like 3 times, and I think I saw you there every time I went.
Oh, I'm sure. So like when we were kids, like when we were like freshly 20, 21, like that's where we hung out.
Okay.
We hung out at Flatteries.
Yeah.
Dan Millette, who's a good friend of ours, his uncle owns the bar. And he was managing the bar at the time.
Oh, okay.
So
there
like,
you go.
it was go in there and just like balls to the wall, and then we gave a shit. You know what I mean?
Right, and
so
that's
we were doing stage dives off the jukebox,
Right.
and like just
Flatteries is a West Seneca staple that I often forget about, if I'm being honest. Like, I forget it's there. My dad used to play for their softball, like their bar league softball team when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So like we would go there after his games.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just get like a pitcher of pop and play they had that one game with like a little like disc thing, and it was like the bowling pins. I don't know what it's called.
Shuffleboard, right?
Something, I don't know. It's
or shuffleboard bowling, I think
it's like it's something like shuffleboard. Yeah. I remember I used to fucking play it all the time. And dude, they have the beach volleyball at Flatteries is amazing. And
it's
they
cool.
got the lights set up and everything. Like, it's definitely a place I forget about and should probably frequent more often, or I shouldn't.
Well, yeah, you don't have to, right? Like, it's not as dope as like we make it out to be because it was our like stomping ground, right? So whatever.
Yeah.
But we would play.
Flatteries is definitely like the Pink of West Seneca.
Yeah, you know totally. It really is.
Yeah.
It was like they did beach soccer there too. So they would take the volleyball nets down and they would do beach soccer.
That's awesome.
And so we would get beach soccer teams going, and you know, I'm not good at
that's
sports.
Why you play beer league,
right? Yeah. But like, so we would go out and play, and the one year, it was my 21st birthday, which sucks. But like we're playing, and I go to kick the ball at the same time as another kid, and he like kicks me right here. Like if these are 2 feet.
Yeah.
And this
so
is not great foot. For like listening, but he kicks one foot and hits the other foot, and he broke all the knuckles in like the bottom of my foot.
Oh man.
And dude, I spent that summer on crutches.
Summer that you turned 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent it on crutches, and then I rolled my left ankle.
Yeah.
And so I was using my broken foot as like my good foot for like a couple days. Oh, God, it was awful.
Damn.
But that's Flatteries in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I was there drinking.
Yeah.
For that whole summer.
Oh, good. I'm a big Strikers guy. Mm-hmm. Which Strikers, I don't know if Strikers is technically West Seneca. It's right on the border.
Oh.
It's West Seneca Orchard Park border.
Yeah.
I consider it West Seneca.
I think it's West
though.
Seneca.
Yeah. Strikers, I feel like Strikers is so underappreciated.
It really is.
It is, dude. Their food is absolutely bomb. And
Rocks.
you know what's crazy? Their bathrooms are insanely clean.
Beautiful.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Like for a bowling alley.
Right.
You got these clean ass bathrooms, and I think that's a sign of a good spot.
I do
if
too.
You got clean bathrooms.
I love Strikers, and I think if there wasn't a bowling alley attached to it, it would be like the spot.
It would
right?
be
But
the
like,
spot,
people
which is
see
weird.
The bowling alley, and they're just like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
You're not going to go hang out at a bowling alley for whatever reason.
You should.
Exactly.
You fucking should.
That should be more of a come hang out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, Strikers is great. And then, I mean, what's funny though is what you were saying about how, you turned 21 and Flatteries was your spot. When I turned 21, is the Ale House.
Yeah,
and that's for the same reason that my brother was the bar manager.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So like for me, it was a no brainer. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna go where my brother works.
Totally.
And just hang out and. Yeah, that's where we would go all the time.
And Ale House rules. It's not like it's like Flatteries is like not. It's like you said, it's like the Pink of West Seneca, right? But like Ale House it rules.
Yeah,
it's nice. They have a big patio.
If we're doing the Allen Street equivalent, it would be like the Coulter Bay.
Sure, yes, dude.
Or the
yes.
ABV, yeah, it'd be like a Schatzel type bar.
Yeah.
I like the Ale House though. They got phenomenal food. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about any West Seneca bar is West Seneca people, but
yeah, you got to filter through and find the great ones like you and I.
Yeah, exactly. There are some gems. That's the thing about West Seneca is it is a very like. It's the suburbs, so you're just you get a bunch of just people who never left and just like suck and whatever and have to deal with them, but.
You let that be. It's part of its charm, I think.
It
you know what I mean?
Almost is. Yeah, you gotta. It is. That's what makes it a cool spot. Is you got people. Some people suck, and you just learn how to deal with them. And I think that is a West Seneca thing in itself.
It
It's
is.
just like you learn how to navigate people really well in this town.
You do.
Because of
You do.
how different it is. Because you have a lot of different like income.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you got like West Seneca South Buffalo border, you know what I mean, is a little
Right.
bit lower. You know what I
Right.
mean? But then you get like the West Seneca Orchard Park border,
Right.
you know, which is a little bit wealthier, you
Yeah.
know. So you get a quite a different I don't want to say diverse because it's so fucking white here, but
It's so white, yeah, but that's
but as far as just like class goes, it's like lower middle class to upper middle class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
you get
income
a lot
gap
of
is
different people.
serious.
Yeah, it is.
It's serious.
Dude, the neighborhood
I
across
haven't
from
really
mine
thought
is
about it like
fucking
that.
crazy.
Yeah, dude.
It's nuts.
For sure.
Like $1 million houses over there.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, that area right there is so sick. My mom lives across the street from Fireman's.
Oh, nice.
And so like her fiance built that house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, but that's where you see like that area, this area
Yeah.
is dope, but like, you know,
Right. Yeah, you get to
you
like,
get
near,
into like the
near,
lower
like-
income areas
Yeah.
and they're just, you know, that wage gap is huge. I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, I think about that shit all the time.
Wow.
This is how I think about everything is like, I don't know. I'm very into like socioeconomics
Mm-hmm.
and I look at it in every place that I go.
Yeah.
And that's, they're like, you look at like, like the Kaiser, like near like Kaisertown area, like the whole like border of South Buffalo area is just so different part of West Seneca, you know what I mean? I've been working out and I work out at the Catalyst Express at Seneca and Harlem.
Oh, dope.
And you see quite and maybe that's where the thought came into my mind is I'm like, dude, West Seneca is just filled with so many different characters of so many different walks of life. You know
I
what
love
mean?
it, dude. I love it so much.
Yeah, it is. It is nuts. And it's funny when I talk to people who like aren't from here. Or, you know, I work in Williamsville, so a lot of people I work with are North townspeople.
Yeah.
And they're just like, West Seneca, like what? Like, I don't even know where West Seneca is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm sorry that your life sucked.
Hey,
You
yeah,
know?
right. Sorry, yeah. And you know what? Like, you will not catch me dead in the North Towns unless
Ever.
I have to do
Right.
something,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you have to go up there to like a specific spot, and I can't even think of one because I wouldn't go there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going North Buffalo is like the farthest I'm going for anything, and I'm going to Kelly's Corner for wings. Probably,
Sure,
and that's it. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although Kelly's Corner has been falling off, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah, I had to wait like 3 hours for wings one time.
Wow.
It's fucking, oh man, it was a nightmare of a day.
You know what? I go to 9/11,
Yeah.
and it's just like if I'm gonna wait.
9/11 wings get talked about in this podcast quite a bit, which is funny. We talked about it with John Vaughn. We had the clip of him saying "shout out 9/11," which I think is the funniest.
I saw that.
The funniest
that was so funny.
soundbite, dude. With like out of context is so goddamn funny.
Shout out 9/11.
Yeah.
Wings.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
but
I still haven't been there.
if I'm gonna wait, that's where I'm waiting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I would say, comparable to Kelly's Corner. Like,
Yeah.
super good. I haven't had Kelly's in a really long time, but
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a barbell guy.
too far away from me.
Barbell?
No, Kelly's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean both are. I mean.
Yeah.
Where are you living now?
So I don't, for fear of being called a sellout, I bought a house on the border of Orchard Park and Lackawanna.
Okay.
I live in Orchard Park.
Yeah. It's like Blaisdell area, right? Like kind of near the mall.
Yes,
Yeah.
I live right across the street from the funeral home over there on Abbott.
Yeah.
On that street.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking. Yeah.
So, I'm West Seneca till I die, but I do
I
live
mean,
in
you're
Orchard
right
Park.
there.
But I'm
You're
right
right
there.
there.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's West Seneca schools. So.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
that's probably like best case scenario, honestly. So West Seneca schools. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, look how we turned out.
dope as
Crushed
hell.
it. Yeah. Dope as hell. West Seneca breeds dopeness.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's funny. Can we talk? Speaking of West Seneca schools, I want to talk about your Mandy K days.
Okay.
Because this is something I've
fine.
never talked to you a lot about,
Yeah.
but I just like knew like the story of it was that you were a teenager,
Yeah.
right? And then like, what did you drop out of high school?
Yeah.
To go, which honestly, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
No, right.
I think going for it when you had the opportunity is fucking sick.
Yeah. No.
And then I mean, you did like the Warped Tour like
I think
thing.
it was
and then-
07. Yeah.
and then we're doing like the Hot Topic thing, which I
Yeah.
know in hindsight probably sounds ridiculous, but at the time that was huge.
It was dope, and like we couldn't believe like they were just letting you do that. It made booking tours like
Yeah, because you could just play
a
malls.
phone call and that's
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this was all DIY.
Yeah, it was all DIY at the time. So yeah, I was in high school. when we started getting popular. And then I did drop out, and I got my GED before we even left for tour.
Oh, nice.
And so it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel bad about it. Yeah. And I still don't, you know what I mean? Who gives a shit? I'm still,
dude,
whatever.
at the end of the day, like,
right.
What the fuck does it, like, you went for it when nobody else did.
Sure. I tried, I mean? Right? I tried.
Yeah.
So we did that Warped Tour. I think it was 07 or 08. I'm not sure which one. And then we did it in a van. There was only one other band doing it in a van. That they were actually on the tour. We were just selling records, but we had a tent, so we were allowed to be there every day, which was a blessing and a curse, right? Because like at no point could we just be like, all right, let's go home. This is rough.
Right.
But we sold a ton of records, like a ton, like
that's fucking
like 10,000,
awesome, dude. Yeah.
And like,
and you weren't even you weren't playing.
No, we weren't playing.
Right.
We were just walking around to kids like, here. Can you take a minute and listen to this record? And like, they'd be like, yeah, whatever.
And did you have like a management team or anything, or was it just you guys?
We had so Damon Bodine used to be like the dude who booked shows in Buffalo. Like, well, it was him and Ring, right?
Yeah.
So, they had two separate companies, and at the time, and then Damon was managing us and kind of like putting together all this stuff for us.
Right.
So we teamed up with like a label, and that label let us use their name on our tent, and got us access into the shows every day. And we just had to hang like a banner with the label's name on it, and we put like some of their records on the table,
sure,
along with ours. And we just, we sold shirts and CDs, but it was the way that we gained any like sales was we were walking around every single day, from the time the gates opened till the time they kicked everybody out, selling CDs for $5 a piece.
Yeah, just grinding.
And it, we sold a ton of records.
Yeah.
And it worked really well for us. And then
I think the timing of that was everything.
For sure.
Because like the sound that Mandy K had, 2007, 2008, like that was
right
what was fucking hot at that point. You know what I mean? Like
right.
This is the same time that like, All Time Low is fucking huge.
Right.
The Never Shout Never thing was
huge. That was that year,
like,
dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like it makes so much sense that you guys sold that many records because that was the sound of like those 2 years, And
I think like the combination of like the sound that we had and like kids feeling bad for us like that, we were like
right.
just walking around peddling CDs, but it worked, and we got a ton of traction off of it. All Time Low came to Buffalo after that, and they played Ballroom, and they specifically asked for us to be on the show. And it sold out.
You played Ballroom opening for All Time Low.
Sold out. Hey Monday was the main support, and we played after them.
Holy fuck!
And it was just like that was the era, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
and you had people in the crowd singing along to your songs.
Oh yeah, dude. We were big here. Like I don't mean to be like,
no, I got chills talking about
whatever.
This, like I literally do. No, because dude, that is, if there's anything like in Buffalo, New York, that it's like we're fucking doing something. It's you're playing the town ballroom, and there's people in the crowd singing your songs back to you.
Yeah. It was dope.
Like that's it, bro.
It was really fun.
That's all any of us want.
For sure.
Know what I mean? So like the fact
that's the goal, right?
Right.
That's the
and
goal.
how old were you at this time?
18, 17.
Fucking nuts.
You know
dude.
what I mean? Yeah.
That's so sick.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And a lot of people talk about it like in like a negative fashion or whatever.
Yeah, but dude, I've never heard it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I have fun. I get the jab. You know what I mean? It was corny, but it was like,
well, dude,
it was the jam at the time.
As a younger kid in the scene, you know what I mean? Like, 2007, 2008, I'm 13, 14 years old.
Right.
I'm in a band playing X Wheels.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, playing to fucking nobody.
Yeah.
At that age, I'm like, Mandy K's, that's who we're looking up to. Right. You know what I mean? That's like, they're the hometown heroes at this point.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of bands. The scene at that point was amazing, dude.
For sure.
And mainly, I give most of that credit to Ring. X Wheels, doing the X Wheels thing. There was a lot of good venues going, like Infinity, the Tralf, like, Showplace. Like, dude, there was a lot of really fucking good spots. Like, and I just think of it compared to now that it's like, there's fucking
not a lot of great spots,
right? So like, it gave people more of an opportunity than ever.
Yeah.
Right now it's like, we got Mohawk Place and Rec Room and and I'm not fucking playing Nietzsche's. I'm just not going to do it.
I hear you. It was, the time was really cool, and there was a lot of really cool venues. But, like, when when I compare like the two, like from Mandy K to the traditional, I like prefer like those sold out shows at the waiting room, as opposed to like the sold out shows at Extreme Wheels. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that sounds like
whatever
it sounds like, but you know what I mean?
Like, I mean, the waiting room was such a special place.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
And I would give
that
away all
was
those
just
other venues like for those shows. You know what I mean? They were the best.
Yeah. The that like era of like, I mean, when did the waiting room open? 2011 maybe?
Yeah,
around
something
there.
like that.
That era was amazing too, especially again, not just in Buffalo, like in general, like 2011, like Warped Tour years, like 2011 to like 2013. The sound there was like this emo revival thing that started to happen. You know what I mean? So again, for bands like the traditional, Pentimento, I Can See Mountains, like, you know, All Blondes Go to Heaven, all these bands.
Oh, that era is so sick.
And it's just like, and that's, again, for me, I'm still just this kind of young guy in the scene, seeing these, you know, dudes that have been kind of grandfathered into this,
right?
Like running this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like this is fucking awesome.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yo, shout out Matt Cox, dude.
Shout out Matt Cox, one of my best friends.
Oh my God. Like, the kid was writing Mountains records, right? And now he's writing Super American records. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, when I think about like my favorite Buffalo shit is just Matt Cox shit, dude. Like, I love it.
Dude, we talk about it all the time.
Good.
I know, man. And it's so weird for me because I was a fan of him before I became friends with him.
Right.
And now he's literally one of my closest friends. He was here yesterday. I hang out with him all the time.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you're also one of my favorite songwriters.
Right.
And it's a very interesting thing. You know what I mean? To
dude,
like, to become friends with like a dude you look up to is it's funny. I mean, same thing with Pat Feely, dude.
Sure, dude. Like that as a songwriting duo is like easily my favorite.
It's a Buffalo super group.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
That Disposable record when that first came out, like it was like,
oh yeah.
This is a combination.
I still bang that record,
dude. Same all the time,
good.
Man. Yeah. But they really, I mean, to me, like it really is like almost like the Mark Hoppus, Tom DeLonge dynamic. You know what I mean?
It is,
like,
dude.
You've got Matt with this like very like punk rock kind of style, but then you have Pat who's very soft spoken and then like, but just has these like very 2000s pop rock like Rob Thomas thing almost going on. You know, that's like it's such a beautiful combination, and it's again of an era that people are nostalgic for right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? Pat has always been hitting it like that too. Like he was playing in a band called Crush the Everlasting when Mandy K was doing stuff. And they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were awesome. And then he was putting out solo shit that I was like in love with.
Yeah.
And then just to this stuff, it's like, dude. Oh,
right.
God. And even the shit he was doing with Made Violent.
Yeah.
Like pre what they are now.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so dope. The kid just can write a song. That's it.
Yeah. That's why it makes so much sense for the two of them.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and now I'm going to be tour managing them in the fall, so I'm super excited.
On that Hot Mulligan tour?
Yeah,
dope, dude. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Let's talk about touring.
Okay.
I fucking hate it.
What's funny is I haven't gone on enough to hate it, but I know I've heard enough from everybody else that it sucks. So.
I haven't done enough like awesome tours,
right?
To be like,
that's what I mean. Like, this tour coming up is going to be amazing.
It's going to be super fun.
Hot Mulligan is like they're the fucking hottest band in that scene right now.
Right.
Shows are selling out.
Right.
Second shows are getting added. So you know what I mean? Like for Super American, who's they've got the biggest shot on this tour just because as the opening band. You know what I mean? And they're about to put out a hot record.
Yeah,
dude, an absolutely fucking smash record they are about to put out.
Yeah,
and it's just like if it's gonna happen, this is it for them. You know what I mean? So it's like. It's super exciting.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be an awesome tour. No, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The touring I'm referring to is like
the DIY shit.
The DIY shit that we pounded out for years. The dude, even Warped Tour was grueling.
Yeah.
Like grueling. That's like full days of nonsense. Like, but the DIY tours and stuff, I've loved it. At first, it was so fun. You're meeting all these people.
Of course,
you're doing
especially
all
as
this cool
a teenager,
shit. Right?
Going for it. You know what I mean? You're just like starlit. Like,
right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the traditional era, dude, I was like, I can't do this anymore, dude. I just cannot do this anymore.
How many fests are you gonna fucking?
Right? Like how many like I don't know, how many times are you gonna go out and play six good shows out of 25? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, dude. And I never really did it, but I was close enough to a bunch of people that did for me to be like, not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I did like a week of a Kill the Clock did a DIY tour, and it was a full month. They were booked it themselves, first time going for it. And I did a week of it opening for them acoustically.
Yeah.
And, like, I had fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then keeping in touch with them throughout the rest of it, I was like, Jesus, dude, like the stories, the horror stories, you know,
it's
like
a grind.
Yeah, especially like, you know, it's in the summer.
Oh yeah,
sleeping in the van in a Walmart parking lot, just everybody's
it's 80
just
degrees
sweating.
outside in Florida.
Yeah, right. Like, you know what I mean? You're playing shows to the other bands and their girlfriends,
right?
And just like
And while you're doing it, right, like so.
You're like, but this is how you have to get there,
this
right?
Is
That's
it.
the mentality.
Right.
Yeah.
And the mentality, yes, exactly. Like the mentality is like, this is it. Like I have to play all of these shitty shows over and over again to build up our tour history and our whatever. And somebody's going to take notice and somebody's going to see the records we're selling and so on and so
Which
forth.
is how it works.
Right. But then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. So yeah, that's why when the whole Super American thing got announced and they asked me if I wanted to come with, I was just like, let's go. Why not? Yeah, this is a real tour.
And it's gonna be so much fun, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'll do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like asking me to tour manage and shit. I'm like, bro, I'll just drive the van. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to be part of this. You know what I mean? Like, this is a legit tour. Even if I'm not playing it, I just want to be part of this.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Just to see it.
Yeah.
Because this is what we all wanted.
For sure.
You know? So.
For sure, it's all part. Is Dan playing with them?
Yeah. Dude,
it's gonna be fun.
Right, and Dan's my best friend, so like him and I, you know, in the van together, it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Good shit. Yeah, DIY touring, dude. That's the whole thing. Is like even when we started post prom, and it was like we never really talked about it, and then like a conversation came up, and it was just like. You know, because Well kept things to the DIY tour thing for a little bit too, like when they did that thing. So it was just like. I don't know, man. Like, you know, Charlie and Devin were like, I'm not fucking driving hours and hours to play a show for 10 people and just, you know what I mean? Like, and just do that forever.
Yeah,
like,
we dragged Chuck along on a couple, dude.
Yeah,
like, he knows the grind. Like,
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
It's, you know what? It's better to do it in spurts, right? Like, do a weekend.
So that's basically... If Post Prom's going to do anything, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
We'll do a weekend run. You know
play
what I
somewhere
mean?
in Pennsylvania, somewhere in Ohio, and come back.
Right. Go play with a band that we know is going to pull. That's going to be worth our time.
Right.
You know, it's like, I'm not going to do these fucking, this is how we do it, bro. This is how you start.
Yeah.
We're playing to 5 people, but that's how you're going to start. But next time it's going to be 10. It's like, no, dude, I'm not, I can't do that slow grow.
And that's the thing, too, is like, even as you say it, I'm like, yeah, he's right. That's exactly how you do it.
But
but it's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just not. I'm gonna just and you know what, dude, at the end of the day, and this is what I live by now, is just like, dude, if the song's good enough, it'll happen. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you did a fucking DIY tour. If you put out a song, and it's good enough, it's gonna spread. You know, like, so it's just like, especially in the age of the internet, it's easier now to make a good song blow up than it ever has been. Especially, dude, the thing with TikTok is nuts right now.
I was just gonna say that. It's like,
it is nuts.
One person with 1 million followers like post your song. It's like
people
maybe
are
100,000 of them are like,
there are people I found on TikTok. There are people using post prom songs in their like TikToks.
Hell yeah, dude.
They're weird. They're super weird. Like, the one dude like got a tiger tattoo, and like it's just a video with our song Tiger Beer, which has nothing to do with tigers. But like he played that song and is just like showing off his tiger tattoo.
Well, he probably just like searched tiger and he was like, this is called Tiger Beer. That's fucking sick.
Right. And then a few people use like the American Girl cover that we did for like some like patriotic like TikTok was just so funny.
Right.
It is. I have a whole Spotify playlist of songs that I found on TikTok.
Cool.
Because it's just, dude, I love how that works. It's just like people are just putting out a minute clip of a part of their song, and it gets on enough people's feeds, and then it just, you know, unravels just because the song is good enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it reaches a broad enough audience, and then it makes it to my feed. I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
You know?
I like this.
Finding some dude who just made it in his bedroom.
Right.
You know? And like, and that's like, so I'm like, all right, if I can do it by doing this, compared to going to play a show driving hours in a van with a bunch of dudes that I spend all my time with anyway.
Right.
And play to 5 people just to drive back, and I lost money on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I could just do this, like, fuck that. I'm gonna try to be an internet sensation.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Dude?
Yeah.
Like,
So that's where my head's at now.
better. It's better.
Which I think, which I would way rather focus on making the song one good song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And just hope for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
With Genesee Hotel. Like, fingers crossed somebody's like, oh, I love this. I'm going to do whatever, use it for TikTok, do whatever.
Yeah.
And then I can play festivals forever and then just like die.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Right. Dude. Oh,
I want to play festivals once every 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, like,
bands that do that, bro, that's it, man.
Yeah.
If you just play festivals, like,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
it's very unrealistic, but like in the internet, like it's
Bro,
not, dude. Maybe it's
that's,
not.
I mean, that's what a lot of bands do.
Yeah.
Is they blow up on the internet and
Right.
then they play festivals.
Right.
Right. And people look at a festival lineup and they go, oh, I know that band from that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Exactly.
That video or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how it is. And then it's like the same thing, like with like rappers that like feature people. Like you look at a festival and you're like, oh, that dude was on that one song. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
so we'll go check him out. We're already here.
Sure.
And like, yeah, I've seen a lot of bands blow up through like the festival circuit. You just look at lineups every year and just watch them make their way up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Festivals are huge too. Like they just new ones just keep showing up.
I know.
all the
Yeah.
time. It's nuts.
There's festivals everywhere. Even like the smaller ones that are like at venues.
Yeah.
Like they're still packing them in, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate people in Buffalo who try to make that thing happen. Like,
true.
Dude, Mike Moretti was doing that Herd Fest, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And he was just like, it was like 2 nights, and it was like Mohawk Place, Nietzsche's, DBGB's, Milky's, like every like small little like dive bar venue.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of bands playing, and you could just get a wristband and go to any
Yes,
of them. Like,
yes.
I'm like, dude, that's kind of fucking sweet.
That is
You know
really
what I mean?
cool.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's basically what Fest is.
Is it?
In
Yeah.
Gainesville?
I've
That's
never
what it
been,
is.
but
So
yeah.
it's just like that. It's exactly that. You get your tickets, you get a wristband, you can go into any bar, and like up and down this strip they have is all bars and venues, or like not even bars, just like rooms.
Yeah.
But like they have bands in every single one, and then they have 2 outdoor stages.
Oh, that's sick.
And they like,
See,
like Warped Tour, they alternate.
Right. It would be really cool if somebody could make that happen for just like Allen Street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It would.
You know what I mean? Put a band at fucking Brick Bar.
Right.
Put a band at the Pink. Put a band, you know what I mean? And have a
Yeah.
stage at the end of
At the
each
bend.
at each end of it. Dude, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Dude. If you can get all the bars on Allen to sign up for that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And let a band play in their bar for one night and just have people, you know what I mean, be able to, you know what I mean?
Bounce around
Right.
back and forth, and like, dude.
Yeah, and you do all genres, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
right.
they make sense, you know?
Right.
Like even like DJs, rappers, whatever, like at Nietzsche's you throw all the jam bands and shit like that.
Sure.
And then at the Pink you have like punk bands and like
Sure.
whatever, like
Yeah.
be cool.
That
Back
would
of
be really
Frizzy's, dude, playing the back room of Frizzy's.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
That'd probably be one of the higher cap ones, because
Yeah.
if you could pack all those people in that
Yeah.
back room, dude,
Yeah, that would be so sick.
good idea.
So I just gotta talk to Mike Moretti, I think.
Yeah, just hit him up and see if he's trying to fire it back
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
The problem is going to be trying to get all the bars to sign on,
Right,
right?
of course, yeah.
Dude, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean they also
It was a great
have,
idea
like,
when he did it last time, too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just the only thing I think would be the issue with the way he did it was just that the bars were spread out.
Sure.
I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta get
you
an
gotta get
Uber
from,
to
right.
to get from Nietzsche's to Milky's.
Right, that's
and
like,
Mohawk Place.
that's
you
what
know
I
what
was
mean?
thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the two farthest, probably. Yeah. Oh man, something like that would be so cool. Somebody will make it happen. I'm gonna talk it into existence.
I
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I mean they do. You know, obviously they have like the arts festival and stuff, which is a pretty not that, but it's a thing where all the bars come together to do something for that area.
Right.
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool things are happening in Buffalo though, so maybe they would make something like that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful to be just outside again.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Just enjoying, like...
Yeah, you were in South Buffalo for a long time, right?
I was in South Buffalo for, a minute. I was living out there until I bought my house, But
Wow.
I love South Buffalo. I lived across the street from Imperial.
Yeah,
So
I used to live right there too.
manning
Yeah.
pizza
I
all
literally
day.
lived on that same street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was like a kid, you know what I mean, until I was like 10.
Oh, right.
But I lived like right down like Densmore.
What is it, Densmore?
Yeah. Good shit. I always wanted to have a band named Densmore.
That's cool.
I think it would be dope.
Go ahead. It's time.
All right, thanks, bud. It's you and me.
It's you and me.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yo, honestly, if we both live there. Fuck
we
it.
both live there. We earned it.
Yeah.
It's ours.
We do like a This Wild Life type of thing.
Cool.
Just like the two acoustic guys.
Yeah.
It's called Densmore.
I like it.
Could happen.
I'm ready.
All right, cool. You heard.
You
it
got
here
two
first.
guitars, or
Yeah, I've got
go do
fucking
it now.
7. Yeah. Yeah, party. So you're playing guitar in
Yeah.
Genesee Hotel? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I've never seen you play guitar.
I don't do it well,
Okay.
but I do it.
Yeah.
I've always written like a lot of the songs.
Yeah, of course.
So like I wrote them on guitar, right? I didn't write
Yeah.
them on bass. So like I was like, you know what, dude? Like let me just play guitar in this, and you know, it's not like if I had all of the intentions of like touring and doing it all and
Yeah.
like whatever, then I would play bass.
Really?
Because it's just like I know that I'm a slam bass. You know what
You
I mean?
are. Yeah. Play to your strengths.
But
Yeah.
guitar, like, you know, I'm not like a master. You know what I mean? Like
playing pop rock, you know what I
Right.
mean? You don't have to be. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
all
You're
I'm doing is
you're
playing full chords.
Yeah, you're playing the G chord.
that's it.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I just make it work.
I mean, that's what I do in post-prom. I don't,
Yeah.
Let's not act like I'm doing anything different. Yeah. I wish, dude, I was thinking about that today, how like, you know, I'm trying to get into more like the music production thing and like try to make like just build a song completely by myself, all the parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I fucking suck at bass and drums. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like,
Right.
I try to, and which are the most important part of any song.
Yeah.
And that's why like I try to like I'm a big TikTok guy, and I'm on TikTok and I follow a bunch of like music production guys, and like
Sure.
they're talking about writing bass lines, and they play like a bass line on a piano, and I was like, how the fuck do you
Yeah,
come
how
up with
did
a
you figure
bass
that
line? Yeah,
out?
I just
Yeah.
play root notes, bro.
Me too.
I just
I
listen to
always
Blink-182. I don't know how to
That's
do
right,
anything
exactly,
else.
dude,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, fucking nuts.
But I always have that problem too. Like my songwriting process is like I'll write the song, right? And then I hear everything else in my head already.
Yeah.
I hear it, but I can't put it out there.
Dude, same. And I love when that happens.
Yeah.
When you're writing a song, you're like, you know exactly how the drums are going to sound to this. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I have no idea how to put them there.
Right.
Without just me in my head just doing it with my mouth. You know what I mean? Just like-
Yes, dude. Yes.
like,
Just
yeah.
just like mouth microphone on demos, just like
Yeah, right? Might as well just to get the idea down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And that's one thing that I had to get over of just like, who cares? Nobody's going to hear it. Just get the idea down for
Right.
yourself. So fucking just do it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
There's a lot of times where I've just like been in my car and just pull up my voice memos app and just like, there's a lyric and a melody I came up with and just sing it to my voice memos and figure it out later.
Always,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah.
That's how I do it too. I'll do it at work. So like,
Yeah.
I work in like a big factory. So like, you know, there's tons of heavy machinery like running all the time, and so like you hear the voice memo start, and it's like, and then I'm just like, no,
yeah,
like
sing
whatever.
anything, yeah. Good shit.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's part of it. It's part of the process. Like if I know that the second I get in my car and I'm thinking about going home, that is gone.
Right, exactly, dude.
It's gone.
I've lost so many good ideas,
Yeah.
dude. I'm also, most of my good ideas I come up with in the shower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I start singing something, I come up with a line in the shower, and then I just try to build off it.
Yeah.
And then I just sing it over and over again so I don't forget it. And then
Yeah.
as soon as I get out of the shower, I'm like,
Right.
voice memo.
You're
Yeah.
drying your hair.
Yeah.
And then it's gone if you don't do a voice memo right
exactly.
at that moment.
Yeah. That's how I've come up with like some of the best shit that I've been doing has been all shower thoughts.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's part of
Great.
it.
Yeah, I love it. Joe Rogan is always talking about fucking how it's like therapeutic to like sit in a sauna. And I feel like he said that's like the most mind clearing, like most creative thing he ever comes up with. Not that I'm fucking trying to sit here and stand Joe Rogan or anything, but I think it's probably something of the same effect. There's something about just being in like this secluded and I don't know, probably
Sweating in solitude.
and just being naked.
Yeah.
Like you're just like completely like
Free?
removed.
Yeah.
And just free and just, you know.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I've read something, I don't know if I read it or saw something, I don't know, but I came across this thing about how, when your brain is bored is when it comes up with its best ideas. Mm-hmm. And as soon as your brain is bored and you go to your phone instead, like it's that creativity, you just killed it.
Yeah.
Like, you just killed that creativity or an opportunity for creativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I try to be very conscious of that, to just like let myself be bored.
Yeah.
You know, and put my phone away for a while. It's very tough.
Right.
I'm on this shit all the time.
Right.
But Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like once I heard that, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, like wow,
that makes so much sense.
Maybe
like,
I could be doing something more constructive.
Right. So if anybody listening is a creative person, never has like writer's block, just put your phone away for a while.
Yeah.
And just try to be bored and
Yeah.
just like come up with some. You know what I mean?
Right. So I never have any of those moments anymore. Like I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Sure.
And
sure.
like so those couple of minutes that I have to look at my phone are like firing back text or like whatever, and then I put it down and then he is zooming around my house. Right. So it's like I don't even have those. I don't really have the time to like sit down and write anymore.
Yeah.
Because
wow, I never realized the privilege of like not having a life. You know what I
mean? No, it's like, but it's that same thing as where I'll like hit up my notes app if I have a second, and I'll be like, I had this. Like, let me fuck with this for a minute and see what I can come up with.
Yeah.
But like those like precious hours of spending just sitting on my guitar like banging on it and like trying to like play out a song like don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's like the time that I do find is like the whole song is written in my head. I don't know what the chords are yet.
Right.
But let me send this to Nick and see if he can map it out for me before I even go. And like that's been really nice having somebody to, you know, not that I didn't have that in the past, but like having somebody to work with like that, as opposed to like in the traditional, like I said, like, here's the song.
Right. It's already done.
Let's write it. And then Mike would just write like the most ripping ass like riffs and shit. And
he
like
just shred over it.
Yeah. And that was our dynamic and it worked really well.
Right. That's what made the traditional so fucking cool is you just had this like very, as I was saying earlier, like this very anthemic, like big guitar sounds.
Yeah.
And you also just had these very shreddy, like guitar parts over it, which were super cool.
And that's what we were going for. We thought that's what would set us apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the big, like, I mean, Bayside does it.
Right.
But like not a lot of bands playing that like sadder stuff that we were playing are doing it. You know what I mean? And we didn't sound like Bayside.
Right.
So we thought like let's, you know, let's do some fucking ripping guitar solos and shit.
I mean, I obviously don't have to tell you, you know that the Traditional was a very special band in Buffalo. You know what I mean? It was like,
I appreciate that.
I mean, the last show, if that was any indication, like, that was a fucking,
what a blast.
What a beautiful evening.
What a heartbreaker, dude.
Yeah. It was nuts though.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And
it was
like
fun.
everybody, like that.
People get kicked out the door left and right.
Yeah. Dude, it was wild. And like, I mean, just from watching it, like I was watching for the back, I was up front, you know, towards the end I had to be.
Yeah.
But like just watching for the back and just seeing everybody singing the words, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude,
that, you know, How to Live Without Blood was an extremely special album. And then the EP after that, the Queen of Heaven.
Yeah. Queen of Heaven. Shout out Queen of Heaven.
Both of those were, you know, for me, just like, dude, I've listened to How to Live Without Blood probably 100 times. Like, not even kidding.
Dope.
Like,
thank you, dude. I really appreciate that, man. And like, that's what that was for. Right?
Yeah.
Because playing those songs is like such a drain on my mental health.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, you know what's funny though, and I've always wanted to have this conversation with you, and this is the perfect opportunity to do this, is that when I, you know, because I have mental health issues, you know, and I struggle a lot, and those songs, like I could hear it, you know what I mean? Like it's like, and with any emo record, you know, that's why I love that music. Is just like, this is somebody else who went through something like this,
right?
You know what
and
I mean?
That's what that's like, for, right? That's why I wrote those songs, right? It's like I want somebody else who is also struggling like this to be able to be like, oh, he gets it, like he, you know what I mean? He's going through.
Here's
this
somebody
too.
else who and putting words to it that I never could, and it just hits home for me, and it's like a comfort thing, you know what I mean?
And that's what I always wanted it to be. But think about like, I have to relive those moments every time I sing the song, dude. Oh, I hated it.
Yeah.
And, but I loved it for the people that it was helping.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. That was like the main focus after I realized what I was doing to myself.
Yeah. Dude, I can absolutely relate to that, because there's even post-prom songs that, you know, I used, and I've talked about this on here before, that I just used before I started actually going to therapy. I used songwriting as my therapy forever, and that was how I got through shit. And like you said, you go back and you play those songs and you're like, it just puts you back in that place of where you were, and it's like, dude, I don't want to be here anymore. I've moved on from
exactly.
this.
Like my life has come so far from this, but it's like,
but these people fucking love these songs.
Yeah, people want to hear this, and you know, like
it's a catch-22.
And it's fine, dude. It's a catch-22. That's exactly what it is. Shout out catch-22.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is, dude. And you know, I don't go back and listen to those songs. I don't go back and whatever, because I don't want to feel like that.
Right.
And that's like with Genesee Hotel, I wrote love songs. Only love songs. That's it.
Yeah, dude. It is an interesting switch.
Yeah.
To hear you write what you're writing now.
Right.
And you can tell that you're in a much better place, and they're very, more uplifting, and they're very, they're love songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they're great, and they're very. It's so like. I guess as far as just the sound goes, it's so Gin Blossomsy, which I love.
Sure,
Although Gin Blossom's lyrics are usually pretty fucking sad.
Yeah,
but,
that is true.
Yeah, but as far as just the sound goes, it's just a very like uplifting sound, and I like it a lot. I think it's great. When the EP dropped, Dan McCormick sent me a screenshot of Little One and said best song he ever wrote.
Dope.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, and then I argued with him because I thought what's the last song on the EP called?
Broth.
I was like, no, dude, Broth is the song. Like, and I was talking to John about it yesterday. He said that you guys have been getting feedback, like everybody's telling you different songs are the best one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, that is how you know you have a super fucking good EP.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
that means a lot to me. It's better, right? Like I was writing like love songs and shit with Mandy K.
Yeah.
But that was like,
you're a teenager.
I'm a teenager, right?
Yeah, they're
like
surface level. They're
right.
Yeah.
Right. And to do it now.
But that's who they were written for too, was teenagers, and that's
Sure.
why teenagers loved it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why
very
13-year-old me was like,
like
super
fuck
into
yeah,
it.
that's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But so this is so much better, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't feel bad playing the songs ever. You know
Fuck
what I
yeah.
mean? There's a time where I would leave a show or like leave a practice and like something like particularly really struck with me, and it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Then I have a bad night. You know what I mean? And it's like,
dude, I'm the
so this
same
is
way,
amazing.
man. I'm like that too, where I'm easily affected by like a small moment that happens, and only in a negative way, which is like, now I went like, now I try to appreciate the small moments, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like small moments that happen, it's like I wish this could affect me in the same way it affects me negatively, but like positively for the small moments that are worth appreciating.
Definitely.
But there's so many, like one little thing can happen and it just a switch flips in my brain that's just like,
you're done.
Yeah.
Done. My night is fucking shot.
Yeah. It's just self-deprecation and fucking, I'm just going to go listen to fucking some album that makes me absolutely. Do you have those albums that's like, or like record, I don't know, or songs that just like you put on to purposely just like destroy yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I have with those.
Yeah, I have those.
Yeah, that's funny. Both have that. It's part of being a songwriter, probably.
I think it is.
At least in the genre that we play in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is. I banged their Ball Game by Kevin Devine.
Yeah.
Went like through my whole 20s.
Yeah.
Was the one that I like went back to, and I was just like,
yeah, right.
I gotta feel
just
bad
grab a
right
bottle
now.
and fucking yeah. There was you ever listen to that? Did you ever listen to Born Without Bones at all?
Yeah.
That album Baby.
Oh, dude.
Right, which is like this breakup album that is just like this dude who's so obviously like broken over this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that was mine. It's
Yeah.
just,
I got chills thinking about I miss fucking you on your
dude.
I never want to hear that song again.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But it's so good.
It's
and
amazing.
I feel bad for that guy.
I love that
Like,
record. It's so good.
I listened, dude. That was literally, there was like, one of the lowest points I was ever at was listening to that record and just drinking straight out a bottle of gin.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude.
mean? And putting on like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Having feelings is fucking weird, and
Dude, it is weird. Yeah.
it's fine. Like
But I'm trying to, then that's where I try to shift my focus now. It's like, well, having feelings is great, but let's have all of them.
Yeah, like let's enjoy all of them instead of dwell on the ones that hurt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's weird.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. And that's probably part of the chemical imbalance in our brains.
It's got to be.
Yeah, something like that for sure. Do you think, I mean, just from, an outsider's perspective of the last thing I hear from you is the Queen of Heaven, and then this is the next thing that I hear, and then it's like, and the only thing I know that changed is that, now you're married with a child.
Yeah.
That had to be a crazy shift in your perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Having a child is like A+, like 10 out of 10, best thing I ever did.
Yeah. He's fucking cute,
I was ready.
bro.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
He is,
yeah.
dog. I love
He's
when
a
you
mess.
post videos of him.
He's a monster, dude. I love him. He's the best, dude. He's so fun.
Yeah.
He but yeah, like I was at a point in my life where I was so ready, and so I don't know, it changes everything.
Yeah.
And it could be for the better or for the worse, right? But for me it ended up, my mentality is like gray, you know what I mean? And my wife is dope.
Yeah.
She's so dope, you know what I mean? And like that was obviously helpful. You know, I wrote a lot of those songs for her, all of them.
Yeah.
And I wrote every Genesee Hotel song for her, and like to have the inspiration to write happy songs is like
I just
dope,
put two and two
dude.
together about Strawberry.
Yeah.
She's a redhead.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to say that without saying like redhead girl.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Strawberries. That's awesome. Yeah.
I thought it was like a cool little thing. And then it gave us so much opportunity for like the artwork and shit to just like, yeah, it's called Strawberry. Just like do strawberry shit.
Yeah,
you know,
strawberries in the sky.
It
Yeah.
makes life mad easy. So
cool, man. That's awesome. It's cool to see your journey throughout this, because I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, forever.
The way we met, I think, is super funny, because we were in Denny Kremlis's shed.
Yep.
Just jamming, you know.
Yeah.
And we would play Tony Rome's open mics.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I was like 15.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is I didn't know you were the Mandy K guy.
Oh, cool.
But I like was a fan.
Yeah.
You know, but like I had no idea until like years later.
Oh,
when
cool.
I found out. Yeah. But yeah, so, you know, I was like 15 years old. My band had just broken up, and I
Heartbreaker
literally
at 15, dude.
I didn't know anybody else who played music. So I was like, I don't know what else to do. So I just like started just finding anybody I could jam with.
Yeah.
And I found those guys through my buddy Jake, who was part of that. You know, I worked with him, and he was a musician, so that's how I started hanging out there. And then you just showed up one time, and I remember we did a cover of Animals by Neon Trees.
Yeah.
That song is so good.
What a banger.
So good. And that was the first time I ever heard that song. It was
Really?
when we were covering it. Yeah. I was like, this song is awesome. And I remember playing it together at Tony Rome's, you know, and I was not supposed to be in there. You know, like I'm 15, dude.
Yeah. Well, neither was I.
Right.
I was probably what? Well, no, I was probably in my 20s, right?
How old are you now?
30.
And I'm 26. So you were like,
So I was like,
oh, wow. You were probably like 19.
Yeah, I was like 19 or 20, yeah.
I didn't know
but
that.
those dudes are older than me, right?
Yeah.
Jake and Denny?
Yeah.
Those dudes are older than me.
Yeah, they were probably freshly 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time though. But yeah, I remember, and then we stayed friends through Facebook, and then I remember you posting the music video for "Do You Miss Me Yet?"
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this dude's in a band, cool. And I like watched it, and I was like, oh, this is fucking sick.
Cool.
And that was like my reintroduction into the Buffalo music scene, because like after my band broke up, I wasn't playing shows anymore.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I kind of missed out. You know, so this is like 2010. You know, so between like 2010 and like 2012. I wasn't doing anything, and that's when I started fucking rapping and doing that shit. But
dope. Dude, whatever's fun for you, man.
I do. You always.
I remember
like,
you were doing other me shit, right?
Yeah. And you did always gas me up for that, which I appreciated.
It was good.
But and then that was just my introduction to the Buffalo music scene. Mm-hmm. And you guys were the only local band I knew that was active at the time. And because you were the only guy I knew. So when I went to Fredonia, I met Pat Walker, and he was booking shows. He was like, do you know any bands that we should book? And I was like, I know one band.
Yeah.
And yes, we should book them as the Traditional. And that's how that show came to be.
Oh, dope, dude. I love that.
And that was like our first time seeing each other in years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah. And
that was a great show.
Yeah.
And all those shows down there were always so fun.
Well, that's kind of how it started, was Pat and I just, you know, Pat took over booking. And then he just, you know, wanted help, and him and I were both the same major and had a bunch of classes together and became homies.
Yeah.
And, God damn it, dude. I have to give a shout out to Pat Walker every single week on this podcast, and I hate it.
He's probably loving it,
He
dude.
is, but he's such a fucking... dude, he like will text... he is like an avid listener, so he
shout out Pat Walker, dude.
Shout
I
out
love
Pat
you,
Walker,
dog.
dude. The one I gave him one like right in the beginning last time, but he was like, "Oh, 3 minutes in, new record," and I was just like, "Fuck off, dude." But yeah, no, I mean, he is like one of my best friends, one of the best dudes in the world. And yeah, we started booking shows together in Fredonia, and then we just brought on as many people as we could. But the scene in Buffalo was also really cool at that time. This is like 2014, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like How to Live Without Blood just came out. Super American just became a band.
Yeah.
You know, Del Paxton was doing it. Like, you know, Pentimento was doing it. Like, it was a really, really cool scene at that time. We had a lot of fucking cool bands, you know, and in Buffalo, like, things were weird because the waiting room was, you know, Mohawk Place closed. Mm-hmm. Waiting room was really the only place you were playing.
Right.
So, like, you know, and to take a 45-minute drive for anybody's going to be easy to come play a show that there's going to be a bunch of fucking kids who want to hear your music.
Yeah, it was a built-in crowd, dude. It was awesome.
There was a built-in crowd, and that was so cool about what we were doing there, was just that we just got a bunch of people hyped on just like live music.
Yeah.
There was just a bunch of kids that were like, we want to go to BJ's. Like, we know there's a show at BJ's every other Wednesday. That's what the schedule was.
Yeah.
So every other Wednesday we're going to show up.
Yeah. There's going to be music.
No matter who's playing.
And that's dope because they, like, those kids felt like we could trust these kids who are booking the shows to bring in dope bands.
Yeah, right. And that's why
like,
we just like, and we took pride in that. Was just like, we're never going to put on a bad show.
Yeah.
You know, Pat Walker's mantra was always, I'm never going to book a show I'm not going to want to go see myself.
Yeah.
You know, so
and the lineups
like,
were always awesome.
Yeah. So we weren't ever throwing handouts to bands that sucked just because they wanted to play, you know? You know, and sorry to those bands, but, you know, we were only going to book bands we thought were sick.
If you didn't get booked by them and you're listening to this now, just know that Aiden thinks you suck, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
It just was not a show I wanted to see. Yeah, but it was good, man. It was really cool. It was really fun doing those. And then being part of the radio station and doing that whole thing, too, was super fun, too. And so, obviously, you know, podcasting becomes the natural next step when you're out of college and don't know what the fuck you're doing. I was like, well, this is what I used to do, so maybe I'll try.
I'll just bang this
try
again.
doing this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome. I appreciate you always inviting us to do that kind of shit because
yeah, man,
it was
absolutely.
dope.
Yeah, but yeah, and then through that's how I became friends with all these other people. You know what I mean? That's how I met Super American and dudes in Del Paxton and you know, John Crook and playing an Ugly Son and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shout out John Crook, dude.
Shout out John Crook.
I love John Crook.
I gotta get him on here. I've been meaning to ask him.
Do it,
but, he's also I just know he's the busiest guy in the world. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he's always busy, but he's like
he also just got married.
He's a great talker.
I know he is.
I love
talking
listening to him tell stories.
Dude, what's funny is the first time I ever met John Crook was when Ugly Son was playing BJ's, which the only reason we booked them was because we booked Made Violent, and Made Violent was like, these are our buddies.
Yeah.
Like, we want to play with them, and we're like, cool. So we had them on our radio show that we were doing there. And that was my first time ever meeting him. And like that in that radio interview, like I just loved talking to him. Yeah. I mean, him just like became homies after that. You know what I mean? And then I worked for him for a little bit.
Oh, right.
Working at 189.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the man. I'm going to have Rob Romano on as well. Yeah.
Rob's so funny.
Yeah. Dude, also just a great dude to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that guy, man.
Yeah, me too.
Very cool dude.
Those kids are awesome, dude. That tree of like,
the East Aurora Alden kids.
Yes, they rock, dude. They're fun.
They really do, and they're fucking really, really good musicians.
Yeah.
Man. Ugly Son is like, dude, the three of those guys are three of the most talented. I mean,
so dope.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Harry is a professional musician. Like that dude, there's nobody who does it better than he does.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah, and like probably the best drummer in Buffalo.
Oh, he's so
which
sick.
is so funny because John Crook's probably number 2.
Yeah, dude. I remember when this is a funny little story. When we were in Mandy K, we had John Crook was playing keyboard, and then Jeff Trahey was playing drums. And there was like this whole thing because, you know, we're young and it was stupid, but like there was like this whole thing where it's like, oh, John Crook's the number 1 like whatever style drummer in Buffalo, but Jeff Trahey is number 2, and like, is there gonna be like a thing? It's like, dude,
yeah,
it's so fucking trivial and stupid.
Dude, yeah, that's the whole thing. And John Crook said he didn't say it to me, he said it to Matt Cox, so I don't, so if John listens to this and then you never said this, blame Matt Cox. But this is what Matt told me about one thing that John said to him was just like, dude, we all have fucking huge egos.
Yeah.
And we all just need to admit it.
Yeah.
And just understand that we're all doing the same thing here.
Yeah.
And we are all just trying to feed our egos.
Yep.
Writing these songs, playing on these stages, and we're all doing it. And it's just like, what a fucking, and I always have referred to John Crook as like, he's like my dad of the music scene. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
dude.
He always took me under his wing to like tell me the old stories of everything he went through so that I would never do it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's like one of his wisdoms that he passed on was just like, dude, everybody's just got to accept that we just all have these huge fucking egos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like, if you could accept that and just move on from it, you know what I mean? We're going to be fine.
That's so true, dude. Like,
but it really is, dude, especially when you're younger.
Oh, that was brutal. Like
all these dudes with just huge egos in the same room, it's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it's just Oasis waiting to happen.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, like you're that young and you don't really understand like your emotions yet. You just like know that you're the fucking best and everybody around you is just like your fucking whatever guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is funny.
Everybody and every single person in that band feels that way.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But also that tension is usually what brings some really fucking cool things to happen.
That's true.
What I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a thing that I talk about a lot too is why I have and a lot of people don't love Blink-182's Self-Titled from 2003.
Why?
because they're dumb. And
Come find me.
Yeah, dude. But the thing that I love about that record is fucking Mark and Tom hated each other at that point.
Right.
And there's so much tension in the room.
Yeah.
And also, up to that point, like it really had been Mark was running the show.
Yeah.
But now Tom was finally starting to come into his own. He just did the Boxcar Racer record.
Which rules.
Right. Which so fucking rules.
Yeah.
And to finally show, oh, Tom can do just as much as Mark can.
Yeah.
Right? And that the self-titled is the first album that it's really like Tom becomes the star for the first time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Instead of, it's either like Mark's the star or Mark and Tom are the star together. And then this one is like, there's, you know, you get a few songs it's like, oh no, Tom's the fucking star of this album.
Yeah, right.
You know, and that's why is because there was just so much tension in the room between them that just created this fucking amazing record.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I love Blink-182.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, they're my all time.
they're the best.
I mean? Yeah.
They're the fucking
and
best.
And I acted like they weren't for a long time because I got fucking made fun of for liking them, you know, and I finally got over that within the last few years, and probably becoming friends with Matt helped with that because Matt fucking loves that band just as much as I do.
Yeah.
You know, and Dan, you know, and so it's like when you have buddies that love the band just as much as you do, you're like, all right, yeah, fuck these people.
Yeah.
They are fucking sick. Yeah.
I've never been around anybody who made me feel stupid for it.
Yeah.
And maybe I should have been to like, I don't know, get that experience and like,
Well,
because I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know anybody would treat you like shit for that.
Yeah, so when I worked at, I was like a fucking dishwasher at a restaurant, and I was a 15-year-old kid, and I worked with like some of the fucking like old like metalheads.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? That just are like, you know, love fucking Metallica and like, you know,
dude.
Guns N' Roses, you know, whatever.
Right.
Like just
Blink-182's not fucking cool enough for them.
Yeah, right. Or they loved like, actually a lot of them loved like grunge. You know what I mean? They loved fucking Nirvana and Pearl Jam. So like Blink-182 to them like were like pussies.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, bro,
this
fuck off.
stupid.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
you.
also love Nirvana and Pearl Jam. Like, just fucking stop being insecure and have fun, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, enjoy yourself, you fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't stand just dude. There's so many people like that exist. Just these fucking haters.
Yeah, dude.
They just want to hate something because it's fucking.
You know what? I find myself like doing stupid shit like that too, and then just being like, why? Like, why do I act like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for me, it was like 21 Pilots. It was like. They're
the easiest band to shit on ever. Yeah.
But then I was like, man, these are really good songs. And it's like,
thank you.
I'm not gonna bang this like when I'm by myself, but like,
yeah,
I gotta respect it. Like these songs are good, and like, and you know what? Part of it is too is like hearing it every other song, right?
Yeah.
It's like anytime I put on like 107.7 or like 103, and it's every other song. It's like,
right, yeah,
can't
of course,
do this
of
anymore.
course. But when, that's kind of. I was in college. And, you know, Vessel was their, like, first, like, mainstream record. And then Blurry Face was after that.
Yeah.
And they were the biggest band around at that time. And so, you know, I don't know that people hate them.
Yeah.
I just hear the songs.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know anything about them. I'm like, these songs are cool.
Yeah.
And then, but it was like, oh, no, 21, like, it was cool to shit on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, but I think the songs are cool.
Yeah.
You know? And it's also the same thing. It's like, it's cool to shit on the front bottoms, too. And
Yeah,
I talk about this on the podcast all the time because I defend those bands so much because I'm just like, dude, like.
Because they're good. Like, at the end of the day, these are, like, good songs, and they're writing good songs, but it's like. Cool to hate, dude.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same thing with the MGK thing now. Is that's the newest thing for everybody. Did you listen to the MGK record like that he did with Travis Barker?
I love it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Fucking rocks.
The songs are so fucking good.
Yeah, dude.
I
could take or leave Machine Gun Kelly, right? But
yeah, dude,
I have that record on vinyl. Like, dude,
that's right. That's my whole argument.
Dude.
I don't give a fuck about this guy, but this album is good.
Yeah.
Dude, the songs are so well done.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about this dude.
Right.
Put him aside. The album's good.
Right. When you make it like a pop culture thing, right? Like where he's like, oh, he's dating Megan Fox and like he's doing like crazy nails and like getting like whatever. It's like I don't give a shit about that.
Right.
I want to turn this record on and roll my windows down, just fucking
just
you
bump
know
it,
my
dude.
ex. You know what I mean? Like,
that
this
song
fucking
is nuts,
rules, dude.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of good songs on that album. Yeah, and that's my thing. Is like people just shit on it because it's like cool to shit on it. I guess I don't know.
I didn't realize that was so cool to shit on either.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just hang out with shitty people.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Well, you know what? The internet does that to you a lot, too.
It does. You know what? That you're 100% correct. That's what it is. Is that I'm just on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
And all people do on Twitter are just like, let's shit on everything.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just a person who's like, I like everything. You know what I mean? I'll find something to like about everything.
Yeah.
And there's just things that I'm just like, not for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to fucking shit on anything.
Yeah.
And I used to, of course.
Right.
Like, obviously, when I was like in high school or whatever, I just shit on everything because I was just jealous that it was successful.
Sure.
You know, and that I didn't make it.
Yeah.
But, you know, once you get over that, it's just like, dude, there's something, you can find something good in everything.
Right.
You know, like, and then whatever I'm not into, I'm just not into it.
Right.
There's no reason to
That's
shit
exactly
on somebody else.
it.
Liking
That's
it.
exactly it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make anybody feel bad because they like something.
Right.
But like,
yeah.
if it's corny, it's corny. I'm not gonna bang it. But if you're into it, like, more power to you,
my
dude.
thing
Somebody
is,
has
I think
to be.
that when I'm like talking about something that I really like, and then somebody's like, "Oh, I fucking hate that,"
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
Like,
really?
How dare you?
Yeah, like I'm sitting here like passionately talking about,
Right.
oh, dude, I fucking love that.
Something I truly care about.
Yeah, oh, bro, fuck that band. That band sucks. And it's just like, why you gotta say that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
now you're personally affected me.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm so invested in this, and I'm telling you how much I care about it. And
Right.
you're like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're a punk.
Yeah, and that's something that's probably always exists in punk, emo, hardcore, whatever. Alternative music is always going to be.
And you know what? That thing has always kind of been too, just like you said, like jealousy that like one band is like doing something cooler than you are. Or
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean? Like, they're like maybe getting further than you are.
Right.
And you're jealous, and it's like, oh, you like that? That's fucking stupid.
Right. Yeah, and that's I think what it is for me is that I finally just became self-aware about that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, my first instinct is to shit on this because I'm jealous of it.
Yeah.
But if I get past that,
Yeah.
oh, these are really good songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And as a songwriter, I'm always listening to the structure. You know what I mean? And that is how now I became just this crazy, I am just a crazy Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
A crazy Justin Bieber fan.
Yeah.
Like, dude, some of these pop artists, man, I'm like, dude, because it's like if you get over that, all right, Justin Bieber's a douchebag, whatever. These songs are so fucking sick.
Right.
Dude.
I don't love Justin Bieber. I don't love Justin Bieber, the man.
Yes.
I love the songs that he's putting out. Like,
they're so good. And of course they're because they should be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why.
And why wouldn't they be? Like, he
is talented.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's doing it. Like, whatever. That Peaches song rules.
Yeah.
I banged that record one time, but I haven't really been able to dive into it. But I first listened through, I was like, this rocks.
Yeah.
And then that Taylor Swift, the song I always hear on the radio, take my hand, that's my man.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is a banger.
Yeah, both of those. She put out those 2 albums last year, and both of them are nuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dive in.
Dude.
I haven't had the opportunity to like really like.
That's been like most of
sit down
my
and listen.
Pandemic experience is just rabbit holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's honestly what's made me, I think, a much better songwriter.
Yeah.
Of where I'm at, which is so funny because Post Prom's about to put out this album, and I'm like, dude, I'm so beyond these songs
ready to
already. I'm ready to write something fucking new. Dude.
I hear you.
But that's always how it happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The pandemic just stretched it out that much longer. That it's just like
makes it worse. Yeah, dude.
right.
It's always like that.
It is so funny, dude, how that's always how it is. It's just like you get really excited about writing new stuff. But it takes so. And I talked to Nick Berger about this one time of just like the amount of time it takes from the time you write a song to put it out. Like it's usually at least a year.
Yeah.
From when you write it to when you put it out, at least a year.
Right.
And then by the time it's out, you have a new idea that you're way more excited about.
And you're already writing all these other songs. Yeah, dude. That is exactly how it is. It's like the timeline of write, demo, record, release. Like we already have a second record written.
Right. Yeah,
like,
John was telling me about it. Yeah.
It's just the timeline sucks, right? It's like it's not instantaneous.
Right.
So
and we live in an instantaneous world.
Right.
We live in an instantaneous world where it's like, okay, write it, record it, put it out right now.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? Which
Like
some
instant
people do.
gratification. Right.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Right.
However you do it and however you can make it work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got so much other shit I got to deal with.
Yeah,
that it's like
right.
I wish I could do this like this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it would be awesome.
yeah.
Nuts.
Music,
man.
I love it, man.
Never gonna stop.
Never ever. Unless I'm like I can't sing or something. Well, I guess I could just like play bass or
Right.
guitar.
Yeah. I'll always figure.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'll figure it out. I'll play.
I do think about that a lot. Of just like, oh man, what if like I don't know, I got in some like crazy car accident and like lost an arm or something.
Yeah,
and
right.
I couldn't play guitar anymore. It's like, oh, well, I guess I would just figure.
Sing.
I would just sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like I'm always gonna find a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something just very primal in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just since day one.
You got to figure out how you got to do it.
Yeah. When did you start like playing music or show an interest in wanting to play music?
I was in elementary school and I wanted to take guitar lessons. And so my mom and dad bought me an acoustic at the music station. It was a music store on the corner of like Ridge and Abbott if you go around that bend.
Yeah.
I think it's like a garage door place now.
Oh, interesting.
There used to be a music store there. And so he let me go in and pick out a guitar or whatever. So I started playing guitar, and I really liked it. I was naturally drawn to it because, it was, all I did was listen to music.
Yeah.
So I was probably like 11 or 12.
Yeah. So
I was really into the Beatles.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
And so like that was what really got me like going. I was really into like the pop Beatles stuff, like the earlier stuff, like Help and Hard Day's Night and that shit.
Same.
It was just, it's like so fun, you know what I mean? It's just like whatever.
Yeah.
And so then I took like 3 or 4 lessons, and then I wrote my own song. And then I was like, I don't need lessons anymore.
That's so funny, dude.
And it was like, it was just open chords, like whatever, but I was like in love, and I was like, I can play songs.
Yeah.
I don't need help.
Right.
So, stupidly. And then but then I just practiced. I never got that good at guitar because then I fell in love with Blink-182, and I was going to be Mark Hoppus. That was it.
Right.
So like then I was playing bass.
Oh, okay.
And just like jumping in my bedroom and like whatever, like playing bass lines on my guitar until my mom and dad got me a bass for Christmas.
Nice.
And I was like so stoked, right?
Yeah.
And then I met Mike Brady from Mandy K.
Yep.
And then I met him while I was still playing guitar. We were both playing guitar. And then we would just like this is kind of embarrassing, but we would just put on like Blink-182 records or like whatever we were listening to at the time records, and then we would like pretend to play like hockey sticks or brooms. Like we were young, we were 12, 13, like really young.
Now.
Why not? It's so fun. It was such like a fun release. It was like we would get together just to do that, and then one day Mike was like, "Man, we should just like play the songs."
Yeah.
He's like, "We both play guitar. Like we should just play the songs." And he was playing like Boxcar Racer song.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy shit, you learned that song?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's not that hard. We could use these tabs." And then we just started learning everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to play bass.
Yeah.
Like I want to play bass. I don't want to play guitar anymore. And then I, just play bass, and that was that. And then from then on, like we were just always playing music. Always. And then we started Mandy K.
Yeah. Nice. That's so funny. Very similar for me. My dad played guitar, so like there were guitars around the house all the time. And when I was actually looking through old pictures the other day and found there's a bunch of pictures of me like just holding an acoustic guitar in my lap, like as like 3 years old.
Yeah,
no idea how to play it, but I just always wanted it near me.
Like you gravitated towards it.
I was huge into Garth Brooks.
Cool.
When I was like a toddler.
Yeah,
that was like what I was first drawn to. But then I was really into like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys as well.
Me too.
Yeah,
I was super into boy bands.
Loved
super
it,
duper
dude.
into
Loved
boy
it.
bands.
I wanted to be Justin Timberlake when I was like 5 years old.
I was super into A.J. McClain.
Okay, nice.
I don't know why.
Dude,
probably the music.
Yeah. And then I was really into Michael Jackson for a while.
Cool.
Was very about Michael Jackson, and then I found Good Charlotte was my first like introduction into that. And I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I was like 7 when that album came out. So like,
which one? Young and Hopeless.
Young and the Hopeless. Yeah. Which I would just I listened to that album yesterday front to back. For some reason, it just is a good 4th of July record for me.
Yeah.
Something about it just like it sounds like summertime, like American summer. You know what I mean? It's like that album. And then the notes of that album are nuts. Eric Valentine produced it, who did Third Eye Blind, self-titled. He did Louder Now, but Take Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Most recently, he did Proper Dose by The Story So Far.
Oh, sweet.
So he's done a lot of my favorite records. So like that makes so much sense. I loved that record as a 7-year-old, and that was the guy who produced it. And I went on to love a bunch of his other records.
So I must have been 11 or 12 when that record came out.
Yeah,
I loved it too.
Yeah,
I went and saw them at Showplace.
John Feldman, from Goldfinger, who now does like all the Blink-182 stuff,
right?
Wrote the anthem.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, that's
oh man, that is a Goldfinger song, dude.
Right,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was crazy surprised to read that. So
wow.
Joel and Benji, the brothers in the band, wrote every song except for the anthem. John Feldman wrote that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and makes so much sense. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I never really dove into any of that stuff.
Right.
And I guess I could go back and do it now, right?
Through the pandemic, I became like, I just started going down rabbit holes, especially of records. Like, I got a huge vinyl collection, so like when I love listening to an album front to back and just reading about, the notes on it, who was part of what, like how things happened. Also, Josh Freese, you know who Josh Freese is? He's like this dude, look up Josh Freese. He has played in so many, he played in like the 90s and 2000s played in every fucking band that mattered.
Yeah.
You know, like he was just this drummer that just played for everybody when they didn't have a drummer. Phenomenal session drummer, and he played the drums on that album.
Okay.
Like never played with Good Charlotte, just only just for that
the
album.
recording, right.
And the drums on that album are insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that album is
Oh,
nuts.
that's funny. I forgot that Good Charlotte never really had a drummer.
Yeah, well, the guy who came in after, I think, is still the drummer.
Is he now?
Yeah, he also...
Well, I remember just seeing like the pictures of like the four of them, right? It was like the twins, right? And then Billy and
Chris. Yeah. And then so the drummer who came in after that actually ended up, I know there's a story about Cute Is What We Aim For. When Cute was doing one of their records, they wanted to get, because apparently like there was, you know, not good vibes between whoever was producing it and Jeff playing Tom playing drums, and so they wanted to bring in the dude from Good Charlotte to play drums on the record. And I'm pretty sure the story goes somebody was basically like, if Tom's not playing drums, like we're not doing this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know the rest of the story, so I'm not gonna, obviously, and I'm friends with those guys, so I don't want to tell anything that's wrong. But, so I just thought there was a funny connection between Good Charlotte and
it had to be rotation, and they did it with Feldman.
Oh, then that would make sense. Yeah.
So
wow, that's nuts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did it with Feldman. Yeah,
crazy shit.
I like that record. I don't like the
Cute's first album.
Both of them.
Oh yeah,
I like them both.
Yeah,
I think they're both.
I'm insane. They're phenomenal
for the time.
Yeah,
it was dope. I was a big fan.
Oh yeah, for the time they were fucking.
I loved it.
Yeah, and I mean just to see Buffalo Boys on MTV was
nuts. It's really cool.
Like,
and Jeff and Tom are like, we're tight. You know what I mean? They're
good dudes. Yeah.
The first club show I ever saw was Good Charlotte and Autopilot Off and Messed maybe at Showplace.
Wow.
I was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
It was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, that's nuts. That was Good Charlotte headlining?
Yeah. It was that tour. It was that Young and Hopeless tour.
So before that, they were direct support or opened for Blink on the Take Off Your Pants and Jacket tour.
Okay.
And then they were on the Honda Civic tour with Newfound Glory.
Okay.
And then made that record. And then did a headlining tour, and then were the biggest fucking band in the world for a few years.
They were crushing, and then they put out that record that was like way ahead of their time, right?
The Chronicles of Life and Death, dude.
Yeah,
nobody talks about that record. 2004
had to be,
or 2005
had
maybe.
To be then.
Also Eric Valentine, who's that producer who did a bunch of those other records, did Chronicles of Life and Death, dude, and yes, it was extremely ahead of their time,
super ahead of their time, and just like,
and it was way
every
different.
Band sounds like that.
Dude, but the songs were still really good.
Yeah.
That I Just Want to Live song is on there. That's really good.
That shit is dope.
Dude. There was a lot of good songs on that record. I like that record a lot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get talked about a lot. I saw somebody tweeted about that album recently. It was like, nobody talks about this. And I was just like, yo, yes. Dude, this album is so underappreciated. I remember buying that album from Media Play.
Yeah.
And then, so Good Charlotte was like my shit. And then right after that was... I mean, I was always into Blink. Mm-hmm. I knew the singles, but it was a bit before my time. You know what I mean? Like, I was 4 when Enema came out.
Yeah, right.
And I was 6 when Take Off Your Pants and Jacket came out. So
a
little bit before my time. Yeah. But I was 8 when the self-titled came out. You know what I mean?
Holy fuck, dude! You were 8 when the self-titled came out.
2003. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god, that's crazy.
So the self-title comes out, and Feeling This and I Miss You come out, and I'm like an 8-year-old kid. I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. So like that's where my Blink fandom started right there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because talking to my friends that I have, like everybody's like, no, it was Enema.
Right.
You know,
for me,
but my friends are all older.
Right. Yeah. So for me, it was Enema. That was it. Like, you know, I was way too young for Dude Ranch.
Yeah.
And then I was still too young for Enema, but like they were playing What's My Age Again and All the Small Things on TRL.
Right.
And I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, I love this.
Yeah. These dudes played it in their underwear and shit.
Yeah.
So that's where that started. But I was really into, like, you know, because then after that it was Fall Out Boy, and then Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, the mall emo as they call it.
Yeah.
That was my shit.
I'm about it.
And then so I started playing guitar when I was 11.
Okay.
I started getting lessons from my cousin. It was like my mom's cousin. And he lived fucking on Kirkwood, right off Seneca.
Sure.
So I would go over there, and I took lessons for 6 months. I was doing once a month. Took lessons for 6 months. kind of the same thing. Figured out how to work my way through a song. Figured out tabs.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm good.
I don't need this.
Yeah. And then lived in, which I kind of feel like I kind of fucked myself by not trying to understand music theory.
Me too.
Even a
100%.
little bit. I just read tabs, I just heard songs I liked, learned how to play them, and then just rip them off,
Oh, yeah.
And so like
that's songwriting.
yeah, exactly. So, and then 7th grade, so I'm like a year into playing guitar. I meet, do you know Alex Miskell? He's like in like the hardcore scene now. He plays in like a metalcore band now, but
I think I do. I know we've met.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So me and him went to middle school together, and we meet when I'm in 7th grade, and we start a band. And the first things we're doing are playing Blink-182 songs.
Right.
We're playing Damn It. We're playing all the small things.
Everybody.
And it's just like, yeah, right. And
that's how All Time Low started.
Right. Yeah. And then we're playing, My Friends Over You. And it's like, those are the only songs we're playing, and then I'm trying, I'm writing my own songs, and they're whatever. I'm 12. This is my first go at it. But it was fun. You know what I mean? And then what happened? So that was, played in a band till like freshman year of high school. And then A Day to Remember was the biggest fucking band when I was a freshman in high school.
I remember.
And so everybody was like...
That Homesick record, right?
Yep. Homesick was 2009, and that's when I was a freshman in high school. So that album comes out, and everybody's like, pop punk's dead, and we need to start screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, I'm 14, and I can barely handle singing. So, like, this just isn't going to happen.
Right. I'm not screaming.
Yeah, I'm not screaming. Yeah. I love this record. All about it. I'll cover the songs that there's just singing in.
Yeah.
But I can't do screaming. So literally our band broke up, and everybody but me in that band. And me and the drummer, who the drummer also loved Blink. Like, that was their shit. All the other guys went on to start like a post-hardcore band, tried to basically be A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
And then me and...
What band was it? Call them out.
Well, they were called Miss the Mark.
Okay.
And then they went on to become Scenery with Solace, which Scenery with Solace was like straight
I remember
up.
that
They were
name.
like gent.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember that
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I mean, they played Rec Room.
Yeah,
So they were around for a while.
Okay.
But they started as Miss the Mark. And
Okay.
that was all the dudes I was in a band with originally.
Right.
And then me and that same drummer started a band called Through the Floorboards, which lasted for like a year. Do you know the O'Connors, Mike and Josh O'Connor from West Seneca?
I know Michael Connor, yeah.
So Mike O'Connor's little brother, Josh, played bass in our band. Josh is one of the best bass players in Buffalo, if not the best. The dude is fucking so good. And
he's playing pop punk.
Right, exactly, which is so funny, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, understands music theory through and through. He understands tone.
Yeah.
Right? And we're playing fucking, like, at this point, I'm trying to be like, all right, let's try to do like a Third Eye Blind type.
Yeah.
Do pop rocky type stuff.
Sure.
But then we still wrote a pop punk song anyway.
Yeah.
We literally wrote 2 songs. One was like a Goo Goo Dolls Third Eye Blind type song, and the other song was just a very and which was so funny, just that we still went back to it anyway. And Josh, who's like this phenomenal virtuoso bass player, is just
play root notes.
Yeah, but like shredding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We were recording songs at True Sound Studios, and we were going there. And I remember the dude there, Ryan, who was running it, was like, why the fuck are you in this band? Like, this dude's so good at bass, you know what I mean? And we're like 15, 16-year-old, like mediocre at best, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Super funny, yeah. And then, we ended up just calling it quits because Josh was like, eventually was like, I'm not fucking doing this.
Yeah,
you know
like,
I
I can't.
Yeah, and I didn't even blame him.
Understandable,
you know what I mean? I'm like,
right?
that makes
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
And then it was just like, all right. And then I just tried to do the singer-songwriter thing for a while after that. And then, I tried to do the hip-hop thing after that because it was just like, dude, I don't know anymore, and I'm just on my own. I don't know anybody.
Right.
So I'm just going to try everything that I can, just to see if something takes off.
Right. That's part of like finding yourself like musically too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done a lot of stuff that nobody knows about.
Right.
Like nobody's like heard of or whatever. But
I really do have to stop shitting on myself for doing the rap thing. I think it's just because of the stereotypical thing of like, that kid from your high school, that white kid from your high school that's trying to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, but I did well.
Right.
I had more success in that than anything I've ever done.
Right.
Like I was playing sold out shows at the waiting room, playing like opening for like prominent rappers and shit.
Sure.
Like, it was cool. People liked it. Like, my family fucked with it, which was sweet. Like, my brothers didn't give a shit about pop punk. They never wanted to come see me.
Right.
And so when I started rapping, like my brothers and my cousins started coming out. So it was like, it was like, oh, maybe I'm doing something right.
Yeah,
here,
dude.
I mean? And then, but then when I went to college, that's when, well, first of all, I see the traditional is like, oh, okay, there's fucking bands playing again. You know what I mean? Like rock, emo, punk bands are playing.
Right.
Which I didn't know about at the time. You know what I mean? And so
that was like a whole like revival. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. And this is taking me back to what I used to want to do originally.
Yeah.
And then I start meeting, all the guys in Fredonia, the Kill the Clock dudes, Pat Walker, all these dudes that are also into that kind of music.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dude, what am I doing? Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how the idea of the other me started, was that this is like not who I actually am. This is just me trying to do something else. So that's why I
Right.
called it the other me. It was just like, this is just me
Oh,
trying
that's
to like,
cool,
yeah. And so, but then like actual, like who I was at my heart was like, no, dude, I'm a pop punk kid.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm a punk emo kid, like at heart. And this is what I should be doing.
Yeah.
And that's how, and then
I want to fucking rock.
yeah.
And this is what I
Right,
like.
Yeah. And then finally I met dudes I could play in a band with, because I didn't have that for so long. I didn't know anybody
Yeah,
that was
right.
like down for it, you know? So, so the Traditional is like really like what led me back down that path into where I'm at now.
That makes you
So,
feel good, dude.
Yeah, good. It
Fuck
should,
yeah.
man. You guys did something really fucking cool. Did you guys ever get to play a funeral home?
Yeah, we played.
That was a venue I missed
Seaway.
out on. Wow.
Or no, Sea Haven.
Sea Haven still.
Sea
Yeah.
Haven.
Yeah,
It
still
was
a
like one of their
prominent band.
first tours. Yeah, we
Yeah.
played with them at Funeral Home, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
I
that
think it
was
was
a-
our second show.
Yeah. See, that was a venue I missed out on, you know?
Yeah.
And that was like, when I met Charlie was when he started showing me all these bands that were like, he showed me Mountains and All Blondes Go to Heaven and whatever other.
Whatever was doing it then at the time.
Right. These like bands that existed from like 2011 to like 2015.
Those were the ones. I mean, it was like Penamento was like the band, right?
Right. Of course. Yeah.
And then it was just like every other band was like still dope, but we were like all peppered in, right? It was like the Traditional, All Blondes,
Yeah.
Mountains. Yeah, those are the ones that always stick out to me.
Right.
But there's definitely more.
There were more for sure. And I've listened to them and I love them
And
all.
I feel,
Yeah.
I
they're all
feel
good. And they were all
stupid for
Jason
like
Bricky
them not
bands.
coming right to my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, there was
Sorry
a
if
special
I
thing that happened.
But it
And,
was a special thing. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I missed out on it a little bit, but I got to see you guys, it was the Penamento, the Traditional, Well Kept Things. You guys did 2 shows at Leopard Lounge in the ballroom. And that was my first time ever seeing Penamento, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of the last shows they did until they did the ballroom show.
Yeah.
It might have been
Oh,
the
Cedar Kites, I forgot. That one came
Cedar
right to me,
Kites, dude.
bro.
Yeah.
Cedar Kites is fucking sick.
Rust Belt Lights as well.
Rust Belt Lights, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
That, like, it hit me and I was like, how could I forget?
Yeah.
Like, that
right, I know.
fucking
Yeah.
record's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, there was a bunch of bands just fucking killing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the scene was great. There were venues and there was also like a prominent DIY scene, which was cool. Like things were just fucking cool back then. And I missed
Yeah.
out on it, but I still I know that it was special just by the way that the guys I play with now talk about
Yeah.
it, And I love those. A lot of the songs that got made during that, they were fucking great.
yeah. I hold that, like, era, like, very close to my heart. It was so
course.
fun, and we were all kind of doing it together, and
Yeah.
it was so, like, it was such a, we were like, it was like this, you know what I mean?
It's a rare time when you can have a local showcase sell out a venue.
Sure. And every single band is like homies. Like nobody's
Yeah.
holding any like.
Right. There was no beef.
Nobody feels shit. Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
beef. Nobody
Yeah.
feels like shit about any other band that's playing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not playing if fucking Kites is playing.
Right,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
everybody was just there to bro down.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
That was the best.
That Leopard Lounge show, Penamento, the Traditional, Well Kept Things. So my first time seeing Penamento, I knew them. Obviously, I was a fan of them. I just never got to see them before.
yeah,
And that was the first show they played after putting out I No Longer.
Yeah.
So it was very, very cool. And me and Pat Walker drove from Fredonia to go there. I had never heard of Well Kept Things.
yeah,
Right. So I see them play, and I'm standing with Pat Walker like fucking clockwork. I go in between a song. I go, these guys are fucking sick.
Yeah.
And right after I said that, Cullen says in the microphone, so this is our last show.
yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, why does this keep happening to me?
Yeah.
Like, I keep finding these bands super late.
Like right
you
at
know?
the end of their shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I've always been, dude. I always find people right at the end.
Yeah.
But they were so good. You
Yeah.
know? And that was the first time I ever met Charlie, because I think that was the first show he played with you guys, or one of them.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
he did double duty that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the rest is history after that.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
Chuck joining the Traditional was so funny because like Steve Shiro was playing with us at the time, and then he was like, he's like, I'm gonna move to Hawaii and live with
Right.
my mom, and I was like, cool, man, like that rocks. More power to you. Enjoy it, whatever. And then Chucky was doing our demos for, I think it was Queen of Heaven. I think he was doing the demos for Queen of Heaven, and we were like, well, what do you want us to pay you or whatever? And he's like, I don't remember how this whole transaction went out, but it just like turned out it's like, yeah, we're going to Fest. You want to go? And he was like, yeah. So he just like hopped in the van with us to Fest. We all went to Fest. And then after that tour was when Steve was like, I'm going to go to Hawaii. We were like, all right, Chucky, you want to do this or what? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm down.
Yeah.
And then it just like kind of fell together.
Yeah. And it was great too. That the final lineup, you know, was probably my favorite.
Yeah. Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. That was like, you know, I love Boots. Shout out Ryan Bennett. But he,
I've never met him.
He wrote the first EP and most of How to Live Without Blood with us. And then his girlfriend was pregnant. He found out while we were on tour. And then he was kind of just like, yeah, I got to do this.
Right, of
and
course.
we're like, of course, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no hard feelings. Like, whatever. Like, this is this, whatever. And then, you know, we toured as a 3-piece for a while. Those tours were a blast. We toured just me, Mike, and John. And then I would play like guitar parts on bass for some parts. And then we just like figured out how to play some of these songs as a 3-piece.
I do always like watching you and you're playing chords on bass.
Yeah.
And that's a Mark Hoppus thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I always loved that. Also, dude, the bass player lead singer combo is just like so sick and you never see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you in the starting line.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Kenny Vastoli, dude, I love the starting line. And like, I loved it.
The starting line is, I mean, I got into the starting line super late in life.
Yeah.
When I was playing in that band, like my first band, and Miskell was like, we should cover Leaving by the Starting Line.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. And it was an album that at the time came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is like 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, like I fucking love this band. You know what I mean? And then from there, I went down. Actually, shouldn't say from there. Recently, within the last year, I went down the Drive Through Records rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and
dude.
just like, because I knew a few of the bands, but I was like, I never listened to anything else.
Yeah.
And Matt Cox is who we were watching like old Drive Through, because they used to do those Drive Through like concerts,
DVDs and shit.
Yeah,
too?
yeah. So we
I
were
love
watching
them.
like on YouTube, they got a bunch of shit. So we were watching these like, you know, these Drive Through Records shows that it's like a bunch of different bands come out and play like 3 songs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and we're watching. I'm like, dude, all these bands are so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I got into that recently. But anyway, the Starting Line was a band I got into after they were already, you know, doing their thing. And that, you know, Say It Like You Mean It album is just out of this fucking world.
It rocks, dude. It's amazing.
But it's so funny how I found them at such a crucial age, and when I was first starting to write songs.
Yeah.
And to this day, Post Prom, that's the band we get compared to the most, which is insane because I don't fucking hear it at all.
Yeah.
But also, you know Tiberia, right?
Yeah.
So Alex Tiberia, when him and I first met and he heard my songs, he's like, you are literally Kenny from the Starting Line.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's obviously the coolest thing I've ever heard, especially coming from somebody like Alex Tiberia.
Right.
You know, that's a really fucking...
The elder scene elder.
Right,
dude.
exactly. Yeah. to hear me and go, you sound like this really fucking good band.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Like, but I don't hear it at all, but it is funny how, and I was talking to Dan about this too, is how I will always listen, anything Dan McCormick does, it's just like Adam Lazzara to me. Like, he's just,
cool.
And it's just, that's his just childhood influence. And I think we all have that. That's just, you just can't escape.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, mine was always Blink-182 and Mark Hoppus, and I always had to like write away from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like it was easy. It was easier with. It's easier now. Obviously, it's whatever. I feel like I have my own thing now.
Yeah.
But like
1000%. Yeah. You're one of the most unique voices.
Then
like,
it was
around.
I'm just doing this. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I love that about you, that you said that about me.
Dude, you do, man. And a lot of people say that. That's not a just me thing. And that's what makes every project that you do so special. It's just like, once you hear you know what I mean? Once you hear the Mewsh, it's just like, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, that means a lot, dude. I like that.
Yeah.
That's like important to me.
Of course it is.
You know what I
you
mean?
can
Like,
tell, but you got it. And that's what, and that's
Sick.
why you just you can't give up, dude. Because those
Yeah,
Genesee
for sure.
Hotel songs are good, and I can only imagine they're only going to get better.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
know, if I know anything about starting a band,
I hope so, dude.
That first EP that any band drops is just like, this is us figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true. And then like your next stuff is kind of like, this is us. Like, here it is.
Yeah, like, I mean, dude, even Post Prom, like the Changing Weather EP is just like, that was just, dude, those were just old, unused, well-kept thing songs and Other Me songs.
Right,
You know what I mean? That just like, we're going
and now
for it
this
and trying
is
to
the
figure it
band.
out. Right, yeah, so that we do a second EP that's like, okay, these were written... Even then, we were still using some old material, you know.
Right.
Actually, even on the new album, we used some like old stuff that like Charlie and Devin had in like their first band that they thought was cool. That we just, you know, not a whole song, but just like piece
like,
that
oh,
we
this
used
part's
to,
sick. Remember this?
Yeah. But you know, I think, you know, the last EP we put out, especially like with like Cody's song and like tunnel vision. Like it's like this is what we sound like.
Yeah,
you know? It's like just fucking
this is our sound,
right? And
then what you do the new record though, like there's so much progression on it.
Yeah,
you could see that like you guys really found yourselves as like what you were gonna do as a 5.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the thing was, again, as we started this band, we were so nostalgic of that like 2013 era Buffalo emo scene,
right.
you know, that it was like we just wanted to do that. That's how the band started. It was me and Charlie listening to Penamento in my garage one day, and we were just like, I want to write songs
Let's
like
do
this.
it. Yeah.
And so that's what and then eventually it was like, wait a minute. What do we all love? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what makes Post Prom what it is, because like, you know, like we all love, like, I mean, at least like me and Charlie, who are the main songwriters, like we are all about Third Eye Blind, Jimmy Eat World, Gin Blossoms,
right?
You know, Menzingers, like a lot of different. Like,
Menzingers, like that's a really cool one to like throw in there after like throwing
but it
out
still
those
fits
bands.
with those. Like, I mean, take the time era away from it.
Right.
It still fits into there. I think.
I agree.
But also the starting line and Blink and then Devin loves like Manchester Orchestra. You know what I mean? And that, I think we have that vibe as well. We have that like big guitar and big drum parts. And,
airy and like but full.
Yeah, totally.
I hear
it. And we just, like I said at the beginning, like we just try not to pigeonhole ourselves, you know, and just like try to use all of our influences. Devin also loves like Under Oath and shit like that. And John Vaughn just loves the Beatles and and Fountains of Wayne. Like those are like those are his bands. Which 2 amazing bands to choose as your influence for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, Nick loves everything we all love, I would say. Nick also is a big like Death Cab guy.
Cool.
You know, so like to throw that element into it as well, you know, is just like, I mean, I think every band that I've named so far through that all has something in common. You know what I mean?
And you could all find like if you know, you can always make anything your sound.
Totally.
Right? So it's like if you're taking all of these, you know, great influences and like wonderful bands and then like making it your own and making it into your sound as well. Like that's what songwriting is all about.
Totally. And I think on our new record, I think what I did really well is that learned a lesson from the last EP we learned out is that I just have to stop trying to be Parker Cannon.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I have a low speaking voice. Why am I trying to sing? You know what I mean? Like these super fucking belty, like yelly songs that I just are not my wheelhouse. Right. And that was my thing that like I finally accepted. Like forever, I was just always trying to outdo myself and push myself beyond my limits to like try to prove something. And it's like, no, dude, play to your strengths.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I can sing really well in a low register. Sing in a low register.
Right.
So
sing here. Like, this is where your voice is.
So that's
sing
why
here.
I think this new record is going to be really well received. Just because it's like, I think a lot of us played to our strengths.
Yeah. It is. It'll be a lot more you guys.
Yeah,
you know
totally.
I think I did that on the Queen of Heaven too, where like I couldn't sit down with an acoustic guitar and sing "She Don't Know."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not singing that.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not in my register.
Yeah.
But I wrote it because I was like, this is
how this song
I want
is
to write like a
supposed to be.
belty rock song, and this is it. And like, it's just that's not realistic.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that was tunnel vision for us. Is that's the song it's fucking Capo 4, you know what I mean? So it's like it's up there,
right?
You know, and I'm yelling, you know, and every time we play that song live, it's like we need to do it towards the end of the set, or like my voice is shot for the rest of the set.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and people really like that song, and that's what sucks.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You find yourself like doing stuff like that, and it's like, all right, well, yeah. So I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for it to come out. It's gonna be awesome. It is. Let's go back to Drive-Thru Records real quick. What's your favorite drive-thru release?
Probably Say It Like You Mean It.
Yeah.
I don't love the whole thing, but there are a lot of really good songs on that. The album's called Kings of Pop. What is that band called? Homegrown.
Yeah.
I like that. There's some that I can do without, but like, dude, that Give It Up song is like,
dude.
Give it up. Whoa, dude,
so
like,
sick, dude.
That is, to me, like that song is that sound.
Yeah,
like, that song encapsulates that sound.
Yeah,
like so well. That band is sick.
I agree with you too on the like. That whole record is not sick.
No,
but the bangers are.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good.
And that's all I care about more than anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, in that era too, I feel like that was an era that like wasn't really so much about the albums. It was about the bangers. Yeah. As long as you can make a few bangers, the rest of the album doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously there was a lot of Newfound Glory albums that I really liked.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what Newfound Glory albums came out on Drive-Thru.
I think
the first two.
Yeah,
probably.
I think Nothing Gold Can Stay and self-titled, right?
Yeah.
I think those ones are drive-through.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I love both.
Self-titled is
of those,
like one of my favorite records.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah,
it's just that
What's
era.
funny again was similar to my Blink-182 thing was with Newfound Glory. Catalyst was the first album I heard, 2004.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
So again, I knew the songs,
right?
But I remember hearing All Downhill From Here,
yeah,
and being like, "Whoa!" Like
right.
9 years old, like that with the screamy part and the breakdown.
Okay.
Paul and me, dude, forget about it.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking riff.
Yeah, I'm fucking like throwing my arms around my basement when South Buffalo, going nuts, dude.
Hell
like,
yeah.
And that was my why I was like, oh, I really like this band. You know what I mean? Like Newfound Glory. So
yeah.
What about you for drive-through? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I went down that road. There's a lot of those bands. Finch, is that what they're called?
Yeah, Finch.
That band is sick. That was a band that I never heard of until I went down that rabbit hole, and I was like, they're dope.
Yeah, they're good.
Something. I mean, the Something Corporate.
Something Corporate. Probably my favorite release.
Yeah.
Is Leaving Through the Window.
Yeah.
Maybe, or 40-Hour Train Back to Penn. That Movie Life record.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. I love everything. Like Vinny Caruana. Like,
okay.
I Am the Avalanche. I love so much. It's just like it feels like so punk without being so punk, right? Like it feels so like street punk.
Yeah.
Without being street punk.
There was a lot of
It made
that.
me feel like a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Like, to listen.
Well, that's
to
what
it.
drive-through was, just very raw. That's
Yeah.
what was cool about drive-through is they were literally like the misfits of the scene almost. It
Yeah.
was just like very raw sounding bands that were like, they weren't as big as Blink-182, but they were just as good.
Right.
You know what I mean, they were writing just as good songs. The production might have not been to that level, but the songs were there.
And that was like a cult. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it was,
those
right.
bands are like just me wanting to talk about it more.
Yeah.
It's like that's like that feeling, like that era. Like those bands were
out of
so
this
dope.
world good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Alistair.
Yeah.
Somewhere on Fullerton is obviously like one of the best songs of all time, but the rest of that record is like nothing. Like,
yeah,
that is one I tried to get into it, and I'm just like, dude,
I agree.
There's only one good fucking song.
I agree. Somewhere Down in Fullerton fucking rules.
Yeah.
But the rest of that record just like doesn't do it for
Yeah.
me. And I tried so hard so many times for so many years.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll like this now. And it's like, nah.
Yeah, I gotta pull it. I found a Spotify playlist called The Absolute Best of Drive-Thru Records, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Best of Drive-Thru Records. Hidden in Plain View. That band was cool.
Yes, dude. 20 Below is a banger.
Yeah. Midtown.
Dude,
Dude, the only band on Drive-Thru Records I don't give a shit about is Hello Goodbye.
I really like
just too
some
out
of their
there for me.
I really like some of their stuff, but like then it gets old right
dude,
away.
A Day at the Fair. That fucking.
I was never into A Day at the Fair.
That album, the one with the yellow silhouette on it. What the fuck is it called, motherfucker? The Rocking Chair Years. First of all, amazing album name.
Yeah.
That whole album is so sick.
That's what I'm gonna have to go back and give another
Senses
try.
too.
Oh yeah, Senses Fail, dude. 187.
Yeah. All right, my computer's doing the thing again where the CPU cuts out, which it did last week with Charlie. If you made it to the end, so I mean, we were just at this point, we're just shooting the shit about drive-through. So
for sure,
we could call it though. We're almost at the 2-hour mark.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It goes by quick.
Yeah, it felt like minutes.
Yeah, right. It's a good time. Mewsh, dude, thanks so much for coming on. It means a lot for you to come on. You're a very important person in my entire upbringing. As far as music and like I said, dude, even mental health and shit, listening to your records and shit. So very cool of you to come on. And I'm so excited for Queen of Heaven this weekend. We're going to have a good time.
Me too. I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It was very fun to talk.
I'll have you
shit
on again
with you.
soon.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah, totally. I think once I'm going to keep trying to do new guests. And I think once I leave for tour and come back, I'll start repeating. So
okay. Yeah. I mean? Yeah. Or if you want to just only have me, that's fine.
Okay. We can do that too.
I'll break it down to everybody else. Like,
right.
This is not for you anymore.
Yeah. It's just me and Mewsh now. That'd be good. I think people would like it. Just us talking about punk all the time.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Thanks for coming on.
I love you, man. Thank you for having me.